so the pressure now is to pressurize INEC through every means to increase the online registration. Now, with regards to the Kwakwanso alliance with Obi, the fact is that Kwakwanso has a lot of bodies, he has a structure on ground in the north. And currently it's ongoing. We have seen the videos of Kwakwanso currently, discussing a lot of deep things, seeing whether he can fall into becoming a vice. And then he knows that he has a shot at it, maybe in the next 8 years. Hopefully he can go for it. But irrespective of that, whoever Obi goes with in the north, the truth is that the north is becoming aware of Peter Obi's mantra. And that's where we need to do a lot of effort, the inroads.
Thank you.
To change things into those things. I may share a few bits of strategies that are necessary based on, if you are watching what is happening in Ekiti State, it needs to give us a pointer of what to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we have somebody that just joined us as well. Mr. Gosson, mute yourself. I'm hearing noise from your background.
No, there's nothing.
Mute
there's
yourself.
No noise. I can speak now if you want.
Okay. Just hold on. I have two new people that just joined us. I let me welcome them to the panel. Then we'll go to. I was talking with you, Mr. Gosson, earlier, and Mr. Majid. Whose person's microphone is open? I'm hearing myself back. Okay, it's better now. Let me welcome Mr. CM. Good to have you today, Mr. Andre. Thanks for joining the broadcast. I will get back to you guys. Let me go as I'm going by the names on the screen. Thank you for joining. Mr. Gosson, you can talk to us now. Then after you, Mr. Majid, are you there?
Hello. Yeah. Sorry about the noise. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now. After
Okay.
Mr. Gosson, we'll go to Mr. Majid. Thank you very much. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it short because I know I had a little go earlier. So I was just saying that some of the thing about working together, about consulting widely before getting a candidate, I think is very, very crucial that they do that. And now, this issue of voting, and I think it is important that the election going on in Ekiti State now, I think it's a good one for all the concerned people, people who are really concerned and want change this coming election. It's important that people really study what is happening in Ekiti, because I was watching on some TV stations here, channels and all that, and we're talking about vote buying and people going to offer 5,000 naira for people to vote for them and all that stuff. So that was the only kind of complaint people were having there. Even though people were there to watch and observe, they noticed that activity was still going on. So it's important that I'm quite happy that this is happening. So people can begin to come up with how they're going to work against, because these politicians who are not prepared to change the status quo. A lot of them want things to continue the way they are. They're not prepared for a change. It's all just keep going. Let's just keep going. So those people are not going to give up easily. They're going to want to carry on. So hopefully people will learn lessons from this and know how we can, people in Nigeria anyway, how they can work against this type of thing. Now, secondly, this video about the comrade, the video that he put forth was very, very inspiring. I mean, lots of the points that he made were very, very, very important points. I mean, lots of the people that are coming out now saying that they want to vote for the same old parties and same old politicians. Most of them are aware. They know what is happening there, because even if they are well off, they know that they have people from their communities, people from their villages who are not well off. There are lots of people that are not well off, and they know this. So it's not that they don't know, but a lot of times people are either trying to say, well, let's just carry on because they are going to benefit, or maybe, oh, that man is from my tribe, so even if he's bad, it's our man, so it doesn't matter. We'll accept it. He's bad, but we'll just accept it. So we have to educate people, especially those that are suffering, those that know that there's a possibility for a change. I think a lot of effort has to go into going around actually educating people and letting them know, yes, you'll be giving money, but you can collect that money. Don't be scared to collect the money and still vote for the right person. Because you collected money does not mean you have to collect money and vote for that person that gave you money. By all means, please collect their money because they will still bring the money, collect it, but this is the person that you know. We're not saying he's going to change or he's going to make everything good overnight. But we have to start, Nigeria has to start somewhere. There has to be a starting process. And right now, Nigeria has not even started. But what is happening is that Nigeria keeps going backwards and backwards and backwards. So at some point, we have to stop and hit the reset button. So we have to find somebody else. So people have to understand that. I think that is where lots of the effort has to go into educating people. Let people know. Sorry, I'm outside in the garden and playing it. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. So people will have to educate people and let them know that this is what you have to do. It's okay to collect money, but please collect that money and still do the right thing. So that is my little the contribution. Hopefully, I will have some more time to contribute later on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll definitely come back to you. Thanks for your contribution. Now, I don't know if Mr. Majid is there. Can you hear me now? Are you there? Okay, it seems you are not there. I don't know. If you are not there and you are not speaking, maybe you just leave the space for someone else to come in. Now we'll go to Mr. One Man. One Man, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, good day. We can hear you fantastically well. Good to have you join us today. So what can you tell us? What's your view, your take about what we're discussing?
Oh, all right. Thank you for having me. So yes, I'll try and keep within the parameters that you have set. But before I go into sharing my views, just a bit of a proviso. I am a huge Peter Obi fan, but I am not. I don't buy into essentially this his campaign. So just so that sets the backdrop. So you have an understanding. Um, So you're asking the running mate for Peter Obi. Of course, we know he has Doyin Okokwe in place at the moment as a placeholder, but the permutation really it has to be somebody like Kwakwanso. So that discussion is ongoing, as we all know. But in the last readings that I read, because I do similar sessions, as you know, in the last,
In the last,
sorry, I'm hearing myself back.
I'm hearing myself back.
Is that from God's son? All right.
Just hold on, please. Any panelist that is not speaking, just mute yourself to avoid interruption in the broadcast. Thank you so much. Go on, One Man.
So yes, thank you. In the last reading that I did on the last session that I had on something similar, what Kwakwanso was saying was that PDP and APC did not pick a Southeasterner as their running mate, and he was speaking to the discussion that he's having with the Labour Party and by extension Peter Obi. So that then indicates, of course, that his mindset is that Peter Obi would be his running mate as opposed to him being Peter Obi's running mate. So I don't think that Kwakwanso is off the mindset that he will subordinate his ambition to Peter Obi, and I don't really see why he would.
One Man, do you have a specific information that Kwankwaso will not like to be a running mate to P2B, or you don't want to have a running mate, or it's just a male assumption?
No, it's speculation based on what I read. Like I said, we're all speculating.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all permutating the politics as we understand it. So the permutations as I understand it, and especially based off the back that when he was referencing discussions about conversations with Peter Obi, he was speaking essentially to the vice presidential space. So if he's speaking to the vice presidential space, that APC and PDP don't have a Southeastern vice president, then his narrative then by extension then you can make the leap to assume, for the purposes of projecting, that is having thoughts of Peter Obi subordinating himself to him. And there is no reason why Kwankwaso would subordinate himself to Peter Obi unless he believes that Peter Obi is going to win the presidency, which the permutations do not show that he will. So Peter Obi is a champion from the Southeast. I think we know that. But then you cannot, by the leap of his popularity in the Southeast, extend that to the swathe of the Nigerian span. The Southwest, they have a different politics, so they are not subsumed by the Peter Obi narrative. And the North, they have a different perspective, and they are not subsumed by the Peter Obi narrative. So the Peter Obi narrative has to ally itself to other voting blocks in order for it to be a real entity. And its entree into the northern part is going to be somebody of the quality of Kwakwanso. So that is the acid test. That is the litmus test for
one man.
Yeah.
Do you think Kwankwaso will make a good running mate for Peter Obi? Do you think it will be nice if Kwankwaso emerge with Peter?
No, I think Kwakwanso feels he is superior to Peter Obi. If you really want to know what I think, that is what I think. And there's every reason, not superior as a person, but as a political entity. Because Peter,
but do you think he will make a good running mate if he eventually accepts to run with Peter Obi?
It will be the perfect running mate for Peter Obi, because that takes Peter Obi's narrative to a senior politics level. Because Kwakwanso is senior politics. So if he's able to get Kwakwanso, then that cuts him immediately into the north, and then he becomes a real contender. But I think
one man.
Yes.
I want to appreciate you for answering that question perfectly. You know, it shows you're not biased.
I've never been.
Go ahead.
Never been.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah, so that takes him into the senior political space. But I'm also speculating that the reason why APC have also used a placeholder for their running mate is still this Kwakwanso question. Because the main voting blocks that determine the Nigerian presidency in a large way, that propels somebody to the Nigerian presidency, is Lagos State and Kano State. Anybody that wins Lagos State and Kano State is almost likely to be the Nigerian president. Kwakwanso is Kano State and has brought himself into play. Peter Obi is romancing him, but I don't think he is convinced that Peter Obi is nothing more than a regional champion. But then the APC, I feel, they are looking to see what Kwakwanso's move will be, and they are also persuasive of him. One, not going with Peter Obi, and two, going with him, but ideally staying by himself. So if Kwakwanso decides to make that leap into the Peter Obi train, then there's a likelihood that Tinubu will present Ganduje as his running mate to counterweight that kind of space. But if I still have a minute, then I'll go to the Okowa PDP space.
Okay, round up in 60 seconds. Thank you.
So I'll go quickly to the Okowa PDP space. I think Atiku made a fatal error going with Okowa. It should have gone with Wike. But I think Atiku did not want somebody of equal weight that will be giving him a headache in Aso Rock. So it's gone for somebody that he, by his assumption, might be a lot more submissive. You don't expect that you can think all manners of things about Wike. Submissive is not one of them. But I think he has made a fatal flaw in that judgment, because Okowa, he doesn't have the name recognition that Wike has that spans the expanse of the Nigerian space. I was expecting him to really go for a Southeasterner like Emeka Ehidioha, who enjoys both a lot of goodwill in the Southeast, especially what they did to him with Hope Uzodinma, and he has name recognition right across the Nigerian span. So a faux pas on the part of Atiku, which I think it diminishes very sharply his political projection. But
thank you so much, one man.
All right.
All right. Before I will hand over back to the Irene's ward, I just wanted to respond to some people on the comment section, and also to talk to one man. One man, you seem to have a lot of people who doesn't like you or your channel. So I think there's something you are doing on your channel to these people that you need to change. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but I don't know what's wrong, because whatever you are portraying on your channel, obviously you cannot portray it here, because we have rules and policies here that all our panelists, anybody that's joining us, calling in and all that must follow. But I think there's a way you treat people on your channel, although I've not been there, I've never been a part of your channel and all that. But
Irene has
why is
been
it that
there.
whenever you are contributing, pardon?
Irene has been there, so you can ask her.
But
So
that's what I'm
Irene,
saying. But you have a lot of people in the comment section who seems, not to like you. I think
I've been there. I think the problem, sorry, Mr. Evis, for coming in.
Yeah.
I think the problem people have with one man is a tribal issue. One man is a bit tribalistic, and I must recognize that.
not.
And one man, you know it. And
I am
especially to the eastern part of Nigeria, you have a serious problem with them, because there is a way you come about with them in your program. I think that is where you are having issue. When you come in, people start clamoring one man, one man, one man. So I think, I don't know if there is anything you can do. Maybe you do better, or maybe if you just feel it's the right thing that you are doing, you can as well go ahead. I don't have problem with that.
It's just an advice. You can change that. Nobody's perfect, because if you see a lot of people complaining over one particular thing, then what do? You change it. For me, I like a feedback a lot. I like people to give me feedback. I like people to criticize me so that I can learn. And for those of you on the comment section, I want to let you guys know, for any reason why you don't like one man, it might be because of his channel, not here. We have a policy, we have a rules here that nobody can break. Nobody can portray any kind of spirit of tribalism on our platform. We don't entertain it at all. And they have not done that since they have been contributing here. One or two persons telling us we can kick him out. No, it doesn't work like that. Niger World Channel is for all Nigerians. All right. As long as it doesn't break the rules, I cannot just take him out. It doesn't matter if it's one man. It could be Irene's word. If she breaks the rules, she will be out. If it's Israel Semuta, it will be out. So it doesn't have to be one man. So one man, if you have anything you can do to win the heart of the people back again, just try and do that. Although you might have some consecrated supporters, but still, when people continue to complain over one particular thing, for me, just an advice. I'm not trying to dictate for you. You just need to work on it. All right. The Iris word, I've handed over to you again.
All right, thank you, Mr. Evis. That's our CEO up there. Thanks for the intervention. And I don't know, Mr. Evis, if you're there, if you have some phone call to take, you can as well come over and take the phone calls.
Okay, let me take 4 calls. Thank you very much for that permission. Thank you very much. All right. I can see a lot of people calling. So I have permission now to take at least. Let me speak to 4 people. You can call in right now. I can see Sue be calling us since. Let's talk to her first. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Please talk to us. Sorry that we've missed lots of your calls. Talk to us, madam. Good evening to you once again.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan. I'm calling from Atlanta. My thing is on Mokawa. My mom is 74 years old. She was a teacher in Nagbo.
Yeah.
She retired in 2015. And for 7 years, Mokawa don't pay that. No pension, no gratuity. Not even for 1 month in 7 years. She has not earned anything. Her friends have been dying. Her colleagues, her peers have been dying without collecting a dime. They have put in like 30 years plus, and they all died without collecting pension and gratuity. And Okowa is there. My mom and Okowa, it's so funny. They attend the same church in Delta State in Nazwawa. The church is called St. Peter's Anglican Church. And I asked my mom, you and Okowa, you go to the same church, right? Why don't you go meet him and tell him that for 7 years since you retired, you've not collected pension and gratuity, not for 1 month. My mom said there was no way. When he comes into the church, the security around him, they give him the front seat and he's protected. And I'm like, why is that happening? I was asking my mom, how does he go to bed? How does he eat on his own dining table, knowing that there are senior citizens out there who have put in so many years. They've retired. No pension, no gratuity. How do they go to sleep at night? How do they do it? And now they've picked him to be Atiku's running mate. I'm so disappointed. It's so sad.
Oh, wow.
You know?
All right. That's why they will fail. Atiku and Kowa will certainly fail. They cannot rule us.
It's so sad.
Yeah, they will fail.
But there is nothing happening in Delta State. There is nothing on ground.
You know, so thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. God bless you, madam. All right. I can see one or two persons are already complaining about Okowa and Atiku. Let me let you guys know, Nigerians, that there's no way Atiku can rule us as Nigeria president, talk less of the vice president, Okowa. So we shouldn't bother ourselves about that. Let's focus how to promote and talk about Peter Obi more. My channel is for Peter Obi. I'm sorry. But my channel is also open for PDP or APC people. If you want to campaign or talk about your principle, I don't mind at all. But my stand is for Peter Obi, and nothing, absolutely nothing can change that. Thank you very much, my people. I'm going to be going right now. Irene's word, please, I'm handling back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ives. We'll be going to Mr. Andrew. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the panelists for allowing me to go next because actually, unfortunately, one man has left the panel. Unfortunately, he has left. What Mr. Elvis actually said to him is, from his speech, even though it's very sound, but you'll be able to detect that it's a little bit on the side of the tribe. And unfortunately, I hope the reason why he left is not because of that. If it's because of that, it's sad because he has to learn to take constructive criticism if he really wants to improve. I'm a YouTuber as well too, so I'm open to it. How to improve my channel as long as it. Now, I'm not bothered about running mate for Peter Obi. I know it's strategy to have Kakansowa or whoever they want to put. And I understand that is strategy, but I'm not bothered. As long as Peter Obi is the presidential candidate, anybody can be his running mate. That doesn't bother me. I recognize the strategy there. Now, I want to make a suggestion. What we need to do next, or what your platform can do next, to take the battle to the opposition. Now, for the purpose of changing people's mind, we know these people are money-back people. We now need to use the Constitution where it is required for a president-elect to declare their asset. We shouldn't wait until when that president is elected. We know Peter Obi will declare his asset. It should be like an information for people so that people can sway their mind. It's for the purpose of swaying people's mind who are on the side of APC and PDP. That is the suggestion I would like to put on the floor for Mr. Elvis or the organizers to put it out there to Nigerians. Because like I said, we need to change the mindset of Nigerians in this regard. Because this change, we can't let this opportunity pass us by. Because we can stay here and talk all day, all night, but the opportunity of this change must not go. I'm focused on the people to change their mind, regardless of who Peter Obi's running mate is, as long as he is the presidential candidate, regardless of the measure. If anyone feels that they are too big and as such wants to hold us to ransom because they want to become the presidential candidate instead of Peter Obi, I don't care who the person is. That person does not have the good of Nigerians at heart. I must say this. Whether it is Kakanso, whether it is whoever it is, and feels that they are power weight, and as such, they cannot see themselves as running mate to Peter Obi. I think Nigerians we should just kiss that person goodbye, as far as I am concerned. Thank you once again for allowing me on your floor. I'm going to leave now. I yield the floor back to you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for coming. Now we're going to Mr. CM. No, hold on, Mr. CM. I think I was having... Mr. Majid, can you still hear me now? We can't hear you. You are saying you are there, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Mr. Majid, now that we have a space here, maybe you can just go out and come back. Maybe by then your network will be okay. We can't really hear you. I'm so sorry about that. And I saw somebody joining us, Mr. Andrew. Or is it Mr. Andrew that just left? Okay. Let's go to Mr. CM. Mr. CM, good day. Good to have you today. We'd like to hear from you.
Um, thank you, the Irons World, and thank you, Elvis, too. I'm happy to be here with you people. My co-panelists, please, all protocols observed. It's just a question of maybe a time. I could have asked a question to one man, but he has gone now. But I will make it open the question I wanted to ask so that whoever knows the answer here can help us. In one of his this thing, he said P2B paid millions of money to Deji Adeyonju, and Deji Adeyonju told P2B to get lost. He doesn't need his money, and they were discussing it. To me, that's a pathetic lie, but I don't know. If anybody can just, sort of can substantiate that P2B really called Deji Adeyonju, one of these social commentators, and lobbied him maybe to work for him for millions of naira, which Deji Adeyonju told him, I don't need your money, get lost. That's what one man was discussing in his in one of his platforms. So that's why I wanted to raise it, and then let me see if he can deny it. And if he doesn't deny it, since we are talking about P2B and we present him as somebody who is very clean, let us know when P2B, who Mbaka called a stingy man and everybody is hailing, we now go and promise somebody millions, lobby somebody with millions of naira, according to what I saw on one man's platform. Anyway, but that is by the way. Now, following on from what Mr. Andrew said, I think he sort of spoke my mind. P2B is a brand. We must have to know that. I think somebody was saying, I don't know whether it was Omoru in his previous submissions here some days ago. So he said people call for revolution. They thought that revolution will ring a bell and say, on your marks, set, go. Then the revolution will start. He said this is the revolution Nigerians has been dreaming of. It has started, I think so. So P2B is a brand that is self-marketing. There is no dent, there is nothing anybody can suggest. In fact, I will be heartbroken if P2B should accept even the vice president of any party. Rather, people should be falling upon themselves. Credible politicians should be fighting over themselves to see if they can be P2B's running mate, particularly those from the north, because of a Muslim, Christian, northern, southern balance. So to me, it's a no-brainer to know that P2B is the one of the moment. He is the person people are rooting for. And then for somebody to say that P2B is a Southeast champion confined, that person is just being clever by half. P2B is known everywhere. Edo State is not Southeast. Report I'm hearing from Edo State is that is what people are talking about. Lagos is not Southeast. People living in Lagos are talking of P2B. Across the up north at Abuja, they are saying P2B. So it just I don't see how somebody will now come and then say that P2B is confined to the southeast. It's a raging fire. P2B's revolution is spreading fast and wide. So what we are now waiting for, I know that this should be behind the scene, dealing, so that they will now know who they are going to select to replace Donyo Kupe, who is just there as a dummy, what they call DUMMY anyway, a dummy VP, so to beat an INEC deadline. Remember, in P2B's revolution, people should know that it is true that P2B is leading the revolution on that Labour Party platform. There's a man called Professor Pat Otomi, who most people regard, is highly regarded in Nigeria, even outside the world, outside Nigeria. He is the person leading it from behind. He is the person orchestrating every move. So I do not think that Pat Otomi will put his hand to soil his reputation. We all know all this. So when people are talking about P2B, maybe, I don't know if I say it's e-feeling or maybe or what Obasanjo we call bad belly, I don't know. But all in all, I always like to market hope instead of marketing fear. the fact that millions are coming out, youths are following P2B. I do not want to take the youth for granted. Most of them are highly educated more than us. It's only because some of them do not have jobs. So can you now tell me that somebody who is educated, unemployed, because he hasn't got a job, are you telling me that the person doesn't know what is good for him? When I criticize Atiku, I'm not criticizing Atiku based on anything. I'm criticizing Atiku based on the information that is in the public domain. If you want to know what Atiku did in government, which should be his record, you go and ask Obasanjo, who put it down in black and white. And up to today, Atiku has not published any book to refute it or to debunk whatever is there. So to that extent, what Obasanjo said about Atiku stands. So when I say that Atiku is somebody who is involved in shady deals or all these things, I mean, I'm not making it up. We all know. So character makes a leader. What Peter Obi has been telling you is how he governed Anambra State, what he did. The records are there, go and verify. So he's running based on his record. He hasn't been a president before. Then for those that we say maybe he hasn't got experience or something like that. I've read it somewhere. You must know that if you want to put somebody who has gotten experience of presidential leadership, you go and bring back a Goodluck Jonathan, who has been a president, he has gotten experience, or you bring Obasanjo, two of the surviving ones. But that is not where we are going. So Peter Obi's candidacy is on, it's as clean as the whistle. So for people to come and start to say anything and do one type of permutation, whether it will work, it won't work. The language in the street, because I trust the people, those people you see trooping INEC office, they are educated. Not all of them are illiterates. They know what they want. And most importantly, Peter Obi is not offering any money. He's not paying money yet. He's commanding crowd. Even when he's not around, people are hailing him. So that is what we want. And then look at the suffering Nigerians are going through. That is another aspect of it. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. Are you telling me that the people are happy that they are in a complete mess? No. Somebody must get them out of this mess. They've looked at Tinubu's record. Tinubu as a person, what is his record of Lagos State governorship? That is the last time he was in government. Let him bring his record of public service and then for scrutiny. Then you now go to his character. What makes Tinubu? How old is even Tinubu self? Let us even start from there. All these things, when I say it, I'm not making them up. We all know it. If the Tinubu's first daughter is 60, going 61, if not 61 years, whatever you add on top, that should be Tinubu's age. But do it in a way that you can't just tell me Tinubu will be 9 years when he had his first daughter. So that is to tell you the character of a leader you are going to elect. So, but this P2B we are talking about, this is a man that people has been crying for a long time, who will save us, and he's out. He's not high. He hasn't got anything to hide. He's telling you that follow me. Want to move Nigeria from consumption to production. What else do you want? So to that extent, I always tell people that look, if you have anything to share, any strategy that will make P2B to be in Aso Rock, bring it and let us share. I know that he has to have a VP. We all know this. He can't run alone. But then in taking that VP, we have to be careful and bring somebody whose ideology about leadership is moving from consumption to production. Nigerian youths love what P2B is saying, because he asked them one of the questions. He said, look, at your age, you should not be begging. At your age, you should be working and giving your parents or people, dashing people money and feeding yourself. Is it when you get to 60, 70, when you should be talking of, when you should be talking of retirement? Is that when you are not going to work? That is why you have to join me. Let us move Nigeria from consumption to production. So to that extent, P2B is just the ideal candidate, irrespective of the permutation people we have to dampen people's mind and talk about this. All over the country, to summarize, beyond the Southeast, people are talking of P2B. So for somebody to say P2B is Southeast champion, that is just too childish, and then it makes no sense to me. P2B is a Nigerian, it's a phenomenon. He's leading the revolution, as far as I know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. CM. Before I go to Mr. Hakim, which is the person joining us now, I want to address some people in the comment section. Please, Mr. Makavali, I'm seeing your hand. I'm coming to you. Please, I know that there's a lot of protests against women. See, let me tell you people, this platform have rules and regulation. You might not like the way he do his program in his channel or something, but we cannot control that. All we ensure we do here is that anybody that come here, this is a democratic platform. Anybody can come here and air his view. But the person must and have to respect the rules and regulation of this channel. As far as today, that one man came here to speak, he did not violate the law of the platform, and I don't think he said anything wrong for today. So please, we should learn how to accommodate each other if we eventually need a good Nigeria and we want Nigeria to move forward. I know that we have been having problem with tribalism. I want to urge everybody, this is not the best time for that. Togetherness is what we need right now. If we can keep it aside, not just only in this election, we are one Nigeria, for crying out loud. We all are one. We should be able to see ourselves as such. Ethnicity and tribalism have caused a whole lot of harm than good in Nigeria. How I wish we can just keep this thing aside and move on. We can't be treating ourselves as if we are strangers to each other. We might be speaking a diverse languages and diverse culture and all that. On top of this whole thing, we are all human. We are all human. Humanity should be on top of all these things. And we should learn how to respect people's opinion, just the way we respect other people. Other people respect our opinion. I think it will do us a lot of good. So I want to urge everybody, please try as much as you can to cooperate with us, respect the rule of the channel. We don't allow insult here. We are here to move Nigeria forward. We are here to educate the people. We are here to let the people know what is right and what we think is right, because we are also learning on daily basis. We are not 100% perfect. Please, my people, that is just all I want to say. Please, please, please. We need peace right now. We need peace and togetherness. Thank you all so much for your cooperation. Thank you so much. Mr. Hakim, can you, Mr. Makavali, you were raising your hand.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister, for that wonderful thing. I think you said much I want to say, but I will still address the one from Mr. CM. That he asked the question that there's some amount of money was given to Peter Obi was given to someone like Deji or something. But I want to let Mr. CM know there are people who are going to come in the place of using their own way, a hearsay, to paint a picture for attracting the electorate, so that they can also try to use it for their own way of campaign. We are not there yet, because much is yet to come. You will be seeing a lot of things. All what we should be thinking right now is to galvanize the support. We should leave these people where they are. It's a moving train. The train does not have a bus stop until it gets to its station before it will wait. So we don't have to wait for anybody. We've seen these shenanigans a lot. Different people with different strategy. What is politics? It's not a dirty game that they always lay it out to be. Politics is a strategy. It's the ability for you to strategize and convince someone that you think is right to wrong, or to convince someone from wrong to good. That is how it works. It's vice versa. So whatever you are saying there, that is all kind of politics that is going to play. It's either been attracting the electorate to see what is going on. There you can tell you this is it. But I can tell you this is a hearsay. You have not heard the resource from the person called Deji. So in the court of law, it is called a hearsay, and the court does not work with that. They work with legitimate source and a true fact. So let's leave that and let's not go on with this more. But just like my sister said, the Iron's word, this is a platform where we respect the rule of law, and everybody is also subject under it. We respect you, you respect us, respect the platform. There we go. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Machiavelli. That's a nice one. In addition to that, Mr. CM, I actually saw that topic in Woman's platform, but somebody in the comment section right now just rectified that he saw where Mr. Deji said he was angry because of what P2B supporters told him or said to him. That was why he said that he has rectified the statement, though it's a strong allegation. So I think we should move on. We should not dwell on that. Thank you so much. Mr. Hakim, thank you for joining us today. Good having you in the panel. I know you are going to make a robust contribution as always. So can we hear from you?
Hi, good evening, my sister. Thank you for the show, and good evening to everybody on the panel session, and greetings to those on the comment section as well. That on that very issue, my brother CM, you know, sometimes you see, sometimes people get criticism unjustly and unfairly because maybe the person is not aligning with your position. What you're just accusing one man of just now is not something that came from one man. It came from Deji Adeyaju. And when they were making that debate, if you had just gone to Deji Adeyaju Twitter handle, you would have seen it. He said, to those supporters of Obi, say maybe I got alert. That is why I'm now criticizing him. Go and ask him. I met him recently. He offered me money and I rejected it. I told him money has never been my problem and can never be my problem. Now they even bring money to support people. That was what the Adeyaju tweeted and was being discussed. I didn't see the discussion, but I'm just saying, you know, that guy, one man might be getting some kind of negative hit on this same issue, but he was only discussing a tweet from somebody else. So sometimes we need to also, you know, be careful the way we do things, because sometimes these things, we might look at it that is just on Twitter, but sometimes it could become physical, whereby somebody can get hurt. So we need to be careful the way we address issues sometimes. Thank you. I will say that, my sister. Let me quickly address the issue at hand. I think regarding the merger between Obi and Kwankwaso, I think that will be a good development for the Obi camp, because I've always said this, and I don't have anything against any of them. Like whether it's Tinubu, whether it's Atiku, whether it's Obi, I don't have anything, because I always believe that they all come from the same cloth. I don't think that each and any one of them will move the country further than anyone among them. So for me, I don't see any difference among all of them. That is my own opinion. That is my own view. So that is why I've always said I will always analyze it. I will always analyze it based on political issues or the way I see it. So looking at the merger, I think it's a welcome development. It means that you are seeing some level of seriousness from the Obi camp, which is good, because a lot of his people have always said, no, you just win the Southeast, you just win the Southwest, you just win some part in Benue, and then you can become president. Those are fallacy. Those are people who don't want to accept reality. Reality is that numbers matters. And if you don't have numbers on your side, you're going nowhere. So the people who are leading the Obi campaign, they understand this. They know this better than most of those followers themselves. So this is why you are seeing all these moves, that because they understand that, okay, they are beginning to gain a lot of traction in the South. So, but they are not making enough headway in the North. So they need to create an alliance. To be honest with you, there is no bigger fish out there than Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso is huge. Even now that Shekarau has gone to join him as well, it's even bigger. So we're not even talking about Kano. You're talking about Katsina. You're talking about Kebbi. You're talking about Gombe. You're talking about those heavy hit not Western states. So those alliance is very welcoming. But whether Kwankwaso will accept to be the number 2 is what I don't really know. In my, for the interest of the nation, they might say, okay, let me become number 2, but I don't know if that would be possible. But hopefully, for the sake of the Obi camp, that the guy accepts such offer and then accept to be number 2. And let nobody deceive themselves. If that happens, it's a game changer. Let nobody even try to say it doesn't matter. It does matter. that guy Kwankwaso, you cannot write him off. If it wasn't for the likes of Tinubu, that guy would have defeated Buhari in the APC presidential primaries that they did in 2015. He was ahead. If it wasn't for the likes of Tinubu that gave the whole of the Southwest delegates to Buhari, Kwankwaso would have been the president in 2015 under APC. He was defeating both Atiku and Buhari in that primaries. So on the side of Okowa,
Mr.
I don't know what.
Sorry, I'm coming in. I have a question for you. Do you think if Kwankwaso agreed to be Obi's vice, what do you have idea? Like, which state do you think he have a political weight over in the north that probably will say, okay, Kwankwaso is a heavyweight here. We can secure these three or four states being the vice of Obi.
Okay, if you look the last presidential election, Kwankwaso, obviously, because if you listen to Obasanjo after the election, Kwankwaso camp obviously worked against Atiku. They worked against him because the number of votes that Buhari got in the presidential election under APC, then a week or two later, they conducted a governorship election, and Ganduje had to rig that election for him to get re-election. He actually, if you want to be honest, Ganduje actually lost that election, and he was not running against Kwankwaso. He was running against Kwankwaso's candidate in the PDP. So he is big in Kano. So now that was when Ganduje and Shekarau was on the same side. They still struggle against Kwankwaso. So now Shekarau has now left APC. He's now with Kwankwaso in NNPP. So you now have out of three, you have two on one side already. So APC is already weakening in Kano. So if you look at it from that aspect, and Kano is one of the states that produce one of the largest number of votes. I think, then you have to look at the whole of that northwest region. The guy is popular in those areas. He is very popular. I think if you do a lot of political analysis or you follow a lot of political analysis, you will understand that after this current president, Muhammadu Buhari, no politician is popular in that region than Kwankwaso after Buhari. So the guy is a big fish. Let's be honest about it. So if he form an alliance with Obi, out of that 7 states in that region, you are looking at least 5 or 6 states easily that will go to them, because what the man has been doing, everybody that is having issue with APC or PDP, those are the people he has been going to. He's been poaching them. Big politician in Kebbi, in Katsina, in Zamfara. He's been going there. He's been poaching them. Those people who PDP and APC refused to give tickets, who he knew that they are popular in those states, he has gone and poached every one of them. And all nearly Gwanduje structures, majority of them are with Kwankwaso and Shekarau. So let nobody in the Obi camp, or no, I won't say Obi camp, because I know that the Obi people understand that Kwankwaso is big. Let's not even rubbish him. He is huge. He's a big figure in the north. So if you join Obi,
Hakim, there's an interesting question. Sorry because somebody said, if Kwankwaso is so popular, how come Ganduje, a pickpocket, defeat him in every time?
I just told you just now that they rigged the election. Go and look at the first election. Ganduje was losing by about 3,000 votes. They have to stop the election counting. They stopped the result counting and do a rerun. That was how Ganduje won the election.
Hello, can I come in there?
Hey, hold on. Anybody that wants to come in should just indicate. Then I will tell you when to come in. So I don't want the session to be rowdy. Of course,
so
anybody can ask a question.
If you actually follow the vote that election, because I was actually in Nigeria when they called that election. So that it was not even Kwankwaso that was standing. It was his boy, his own person that he anointed on PDP then that was running. This was a state that Buhari won with over 1 million votes 2 weeks earlier. Then Ganduje had to rig the election to win it 2 weeks later.
Mr. Hakim, hold on. The people that want to ask questions, do you want to direct the question to Hakim or you want to make a contribution? Yes. Let me know who have a question and who want to contribute. I will definitely come after Hakim. Now I'm going for the second round of the discussion. So if you know that you have a question for Hakim, let me know. The ones that want to discuss,
I have. Question.
Okay, question, Mano Bende, Mr. CM. Mr. Sidney, do you have a question?
contribution.
Okay, just hold on. I'll come to you. Mano Bende, can you ask him your question?
Okay, Mr. Hakim, good evening. I like your analysis, but can you hypothetically tell us what we can do, supposing Kwangwaso or those big fishes up in the north turn down Obi? So what can we do to at least keep the momentum at which things are going now so that we can at least do some damages up north?
I think it's a good question, but I don't. If Kwankwaso turned down the OB advances, I think it would not be that what OB needs to do. It then have to be what Kwankwaso does after that. As long as it does not go into an alliance with anybody else, it's certainly going to take votes away from both parties up there in the north. So that is going to be an advantage to the OB camp. So if it's two ways, it's either he join OB or he stays neutral. If he join OB, it's a big advantage. But if he stays neutral, it's definitely going to sink both APC and PDP. There is no doubt about it. That one, even PDP, to be honest with you, for me, if you ask me, I think Atiku should just concentrate on the northeastern part where those Adamawa side that it came from. The northwest is already gone because that is now a battle between APC and the NPP. PDP has no chance in that area at all right now. So PDP concentration is not on that side, the area where Atiku comes from. So the battle is going to be in the north central now, because I listened to an analysis when somebody was saying, listen, we could have a rerun, but nobody's actually thinking about it. It could happen because you're talking about 4 big players now in an election. And then it still depends on the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he gets it wrong, then another problem again. So there's a lot of permutation going on. But for those people who support Obi, I think the prayer should be that Kwankwaso should accept. And if Kwankwaso accepts, even me, I'm not a fan of Obi, but I will have to put my hand up that it's a game changer. You know, it could happen. But as it starts now, I have all my doubts. Can I quickly go to the later one, please?
Okay.
My question.
No, hold on, Mr. CM. What's your question?
My question is, Hakim, you said the election in which Ganduje defeated Kwankwaso, it was rigged.
It was not Kwankwaso. It defended Kwankwaso's candidate.
Okay, it was rigged. What of the one in which Kwankwaso defeated the camp of Ganduje and became, so was that one not rigged too?
Did you follow the elections? How was it rigged? I'm telling you that they had to stop counting in an election. It was like what happened in Oshun as well. They had to stop counting and then go for a rerun when there was no need for it. Kwankwaso, just type it now and you will see. Before they went for the rerun, Ganduje was behind.
Anyway, that's your
He was behind by a couple of thousands of votes.
Okay. I think that question is answered. Mr. Murray, is it a question or contribution?
Is it my second round? I just wanted to corroborate Akim's position.
Okay, hold on. I'll come to you. No, just hold on. I'll come to you. Mr. Hakim needs to finish his first round, then we'll go back.
Okay, I have a question too. My name is Andrew.
You can go to the. Sorry, so somebody's talking. Who's that?
Yeah, my name is Andrew. I just want to ask a simple question when you are ready for me. Thank you.
Okay, ask your question because Hakim needs to round up so that we'll go around.
Okay, I just want to be enlightened. If Peter Obi eventually wins the presidency, which I'm very hopeful, and we just have him as the Labour Party president, and the House of Assembly, that is the National Assembly, the Senate, and House of Rep are made up of PDP and other parties, would that not be an easy impeachment for him?
No. I think a lot of people have said this, and I think the reason why they are saying it is because of their knowledge when it comes to Nigerian politics. I've always said is that a lot of us, we are like people who watch football. We only watch second half. We don't watch the first half. So we make our analysis. We make it both based on second half. If you look at Nigeria today, if Obi becomes president, I'm telling you, 50 or 60% of those people elected, they will all decamp. They do it. It's easy for them to do. They will decamp to Labour Party. It's easy.
Exactly.
If you see what happened in Bayelsa, when APC won the election, the House was all PDP members. Before David Leon was being sworn in, before the Supreme Court knocked him out, the members, they were all planning to decamp to APC. They've already, it was done until the Supreme Court.
Let's assume that takes place. They all decamp. Are we not going to be back to square one, having the same people who we are running away from coming to our new party to come and corrupt it again? Because it's going to be the same mentality.
Yeah, my brother, but this is the fight. I've always said that we should fight. The fight of the National Assembly. I've always advocated that is where our problem is. It doesn't matter who you elect. The fight is with the National Assembly. I've always said this. I've always called for it. I say, listen, sometimes you have to ask yourself question. These people that we elect, are they really that bad? Do they really just want to give themselves bad name? You know, sometimes the tools which they have been given to work with is not good enough. And then they need help to make these tools, to be able to correct these tools. And we as a citizen, we are not helping these people. We just vote for them. We go and sit down and say they are useless people. No, we can't do that this time around. It doesn't matter if you elect to be or you elect anybody. We have to focus this time on the National Assembly. Say, listen, we want you to govern for us now. And the problem we have, most I see when they were doing the primaries now, everybody is concentrating on the people they want to send to the Senate, to the House. Nobody is asking questions. Are you going to work in favor of restructuring if you are elected? People are not asking members that they are sending to the House. They are not asking them any question. They just rely on Obi, on Tinubu or Atiku to come and change the country. That is one man. The people who you are going to send to the Senate, you should ask them question. Where do you stand on restructuring? What is your position? Tell us before we can send you there. Nobody is asking them anything. Everybody is going there. Everybody wants to go to the Senate. Everybody wants to go to the House of Rep. But these people are getting a free pass. And the presidency or the executive part of it is getting all the heat. My brother, let me explain to you. The way the Constitution works, it's equal branch of government. Even the Senate have more power than the executive. The executive cannot spend a kobo that is not approved by the Senate. The Senate can increase the executive budget. They can reduce the executive budget. The Senate can carry a whole airport and put inside the budget. The presidency cannot say no. They can take a whole house, a whole mountain and say, we want this inside the budget. You know, it should not be like that. Yes, my sister.
Sorry, I will want you to go to the Okowa space now so that I don't want us to divert too much from the topic. I know that what you're talking is the right thing to do, and I think I would like if this channel can schedule a topic specifically for that, because I think the whole election are coming somehow together right now. The Senate are not the host of others. I think we should have a debate on that to also enlighten the people how important the office of these people are. So I would like you to go to Okowa space now so that we can go for the second round. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to be brief on this because I've taken a lot of people's time. Sorry, and I just want to apologize ahead of time. You see, with that, for me, I don't know why people are trying to belittle Okowa. The man is a two-time governor. He was a former two-time senator. You know, he's worked in different positions in government in Delta State. Just because he's not shouting off the rooftop doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's doing. Someone is saying that he doesn't have the political structure to garner vote from one region. If we are to be honest with ourselves, the same Wike does not have that same political structure to get the whole South vote. You know, so especially with Obi running now, it's going to be a problem for anybody that comes out from the South or Southeast anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So at the end of the day, the man is a very good and astute politician, and he's a very intelligent person. For that matter, is somebody who keep himself to himself. You do not do what he did in Delta State, especially when with the control of Ibori there, and then he's still able to come out on top. And then you say he doesn't have the political structure. The man is good to go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hakim. Before we move on, please, I want to thank you people once more in the comment section. You people are doing a great job. I just want to plead to you people to like this broadcast and share so that others can know that we're here. Because the more you like and share, the more we create more awareness for people to know what we're doing here. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And you can also support with the super chats in the $ sign at the comment section. Thank you so much. Now, I think Mr. Sidney wanted to say something concerning the space Mr. Hakim was in. So, because he was in your space, Mr. Sidney, I'll give you time to just give a short contribution concerning that. Then I will go to Mr. Mori. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
We can hear you loud and clear. You can go on.
All right. I just wanted to talk about the Kwankwanso Obi alliance. I know that Kwankwanso is big in the north. However, there's been a lot of inroads by the Obi team into the north. And like I said, they're not only talking with Kwankwanso, because prior to this time, they had what they call the Big Tent, which I corroborate with what Hakim said, where Professor Patitomi was behind. So there are other northern options. The northern votes are going to be split. That is very obvious. So all Obi needs to get is 25% across the north. So if he can secure,
Mr. Sidney, you just
sorry,
said something. Sorry for coming in your space, but I just want to ask you a question. You just made
okay.
mention of, of course, we know with the candidacy we have right now, I think 2023 election is going to be one of the most, if not the most complicated election we have had in Nigeria. And with the atmosphere right now in our political space, and it's actually proven to be so. Then that being said, you just said that Obi have so many options or more option in the north, and with what we're saying, the political heavyweights that we know, I mean the popular regular faces, they are from either APC or PDP. I think that is where some people are finding it difficult to actually choose a running mate. Some of these parties. Now that Obi emerges a new party that happens to be a Labour Party, which other opportunity apart from the popular faces in APC and PDP, which I think they are not considering any of those, can you tell us any maybe 2 or 3 names that you think is a popular weight in the north that you can make use of?
I know that I'm going to talk based on where I feel their fillers are. Number one is it's not a big party, it's the PRP. That's the party that Jega is in. Ataharu Jega, the former INEC chairman, he's being considered. Number 2 is the former CBN governor, Lamido Sanusi. So those 2 are big names that have followership, because the PRP, a lot of the Northern Elders Forum, as of yesterday, they had a real chat with the Northern Elders Forum, where you have Hakim Baba Ahmed. So, and he is a very, very vocal Northern Elder part of Forum. So that's where the Jega group is. And that's why I'm saying that he just needs to pick an astute Muslim Northern man that people respect. You see, there's a lot of respect in that Northern enclave. People respect, because the truth is this: the vote will be divided. That's why APC has been singing Muslim, because it's Ganduje or the guy in Borno. So the vote in the north is going to be splinter. So all that he needs to get is get another northern head, like I've mentioned those 2, that will also create an option. There is also the NCF coordinator, Yusuf Tanko. I don't know that he will be considered either a minister, but that is a younger person. If you look at what the video was telling us, the video
What do you call him?
Yusuf Tanko. He is of NCF, the National Consultative Forum. So he is part of the group that are really pushing for the merger of Kwakwansia and this guy. And with Kwakwansia, he has Shekarau with him, and they can pull through. I concede with what Hakim said in regards to the elections before, and how it was very difficult for even Ganduje. Now it's more difficult because Kanu is going to go to Kwakwansia. That one is very clear, because Kanu is on 3 tripods: Kwakwansia, Shekarau, Ganduje, and 2 of them have aligned together. So we know what is happening there. So that is why the Atiku group, I'm going to Atiku now, Atiku has to really concentrate on how he can close up his northeast and then see whether he can gain inroads in the south. But because he couldn't get Wike, we don't know where Wike's underground positioning is. So all we need to do, elections is a number game. Or that Peter Obi, let's not assume that the whole of the South or majority of the South is in the hand of Obi. That would be a dangerous assumption. In elections, you don't make such assumptions. We must ensure that this southern corridor is held very well, at least to a 70 to 85% for Obi. Then what he needs to do is to see how he gets either a Kwakwanso, a Jega, or a Sanusi Lamido across that northern enclave. And then you can pull in some votes. Now, on strategies, there are two strategies I just want to bring in here with regards to how we can prosecute elections, because even those in the diaspora are really pushing to sponsor a lot of things. There are a lot of people that want to do things. One, that everything we are doing, for instance, in Delta State, in other states, we must begin to convert it to the language of the people. Especially that's what's going on in the north, because in the north, people don't look at all these things we look at. They listen to their transistor radios. They listen to BBC Hausa. And that must be the channel to communicate. All this Twitter is good for our generation, it's good for younger people in the north, but predominantly the north will always be on their transistor radio, even a small boy. That's where they connect to BBC Hausa. So everything must be converted there. And we have 7 months. This election is going to be a long, drawn-out election, which none of the parties have participated. They always do short ones and quick. But now it's going to be difficult for them because they're going to go through a long, drawn-out thing. So we must continue to jingles, especially in radio, with regards to the north. I'll soon be rounding up. Now, in other places of issues of monitoring, we look at the elections today that are going on in Ekiti, and you can pick the problems that are going to come out in the front. And one of those problems is the actual monitoring of this election. So I know people are proposing drones. We need to do all we can, to see how there can be drone networks across, most trouble spots, so that it will be very difficult. Even because if this thing goes into a runoff, which I've been proposing that this election may drag to a runoff. And that's when the real game starts. Because in a runoff, they pick the best 4 and we go in again. And that is going to be where I think this election may get to. It may get to the runoff.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I think that's what we need to consider in terms of strategies. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sidney. I think that was a very, very wonderful contribution, and not just contributing, also giving us a certain strategy on how to go about this, which we actually need. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I will come back to you again. Stay with us. Then now, let me just recognize 2 more panelists that are joining us. Mr. True Niger, good to have you today. You're welcome to the broadcast. Mr. Banky, I don't know if I'm correct. Yeah, Mr. Banky, good to have you today. I will come back to both of you. I don't want to be taking it with anybody that is coming, anybody that's coming. I will keep the other panelists too long for waiting. I'm going to be taking it one up, one down. Just bear with me. Now, I will be going to Mr. Omoriyi. Mr. Omoriyi, please, I am eager to hear your second round contribution. Can we hear from you? Thank you.
Thank you very much, my beautiful sister. I don't know if I can have 1 or 2 minutes to make a
report. Hold on, Mr. Mori. Please, any panelist that is not speaking, mute your mic to avoid interruption. Thank you so much. Go on, Mr. Mori. Let's see, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. Please, reserve my 2 minutes so I can make a report and corroboration to what the brilliant work the last speaker, Sidney and Akim and even one man did. Everybody that tells us we're always right, psychophatically might not be our best friend. Those that have the courage to tell us the real thing, I think these are the best friends around us. I want to make 1 or 2 inroads. I don't know if you can permit me 1 or 2 minutes to do that before I go to my 2 minutes.
Just try and be fast as possible, because just like I said earlier, more panelists are joining so that we all can have our quota time to contribute. Just go ahead.
Okay. Just on the Kwakwasian narrative. See, somebody was talking like we all know. I always say this is not about Obi. This is the people's movement. If you call it a movement, you could be right. People's movement, you could be right. It's a strong movement, but then we should not wish away certain things. There are people I see that want to hear things that make them comfortable. No, we don't need things that make us comfortable to win this election. All hands must be. We need a collective effort. I don't know what Mr. Woman does on his program. And he's not perfect, but his submission today was beautiful. Instead of looking at the message, we should have looked at the message. He raised some critical issues. I thank my beloved brother Akim. Akim, did a yeoman's job. The Sydney, crammed everything up. We should not be carried away by we have already won and all that. Strategically, the contribution of Akim, one man, and the Sydney, they are very, very important. The Kwakwasian factor, the Kwakwasian and Shakarau factor in Kano politics is a big, it's a dangerous combination. Anyway, I just pray it will even be better for Kwankwaso to remain neutral than for him to form an alliance with Tinubu, APC, because APC, no matter how they try to shy away from the truth, they know the danger of Kwankwaso and the Shakarau combination. It's not something you can wish away anytime, any day. Shakarau was the only factor with the support of the youth movement then, as we are doing right now, that was able to dethrone or alter the Kwankwaso factor. And people were surprised that he was able to reconcile, from nowhere with Kwankwaso, with Shakarau. It's anytime a dangerous combination. So somebody saying no matter Kwankwaso agrees or not, Obi alone is a movement, I quite agree, but then it would have been very nice if we can have that combination to give us an inroad, not just into the northwest population, because Kano, you can't wish away from, you can't take away Kano from any winner, any presidential winner in Nigerian political equation. So the Kwankwaso factor, if he agrees, which I doubt, to be a running mate to Obi, will not only give us an inroad into the northwest, to also give us an inroad into the northeast. It's already sending a jitter, a serious jitter into the political spine of PDP and APC. I just pray that is not the only thing delaying Tinubu. But before now, a lot of people thought a Shetima or a Ganduje will be a regular VP for Ganduje. For the Tinubu. So it will be better if I pray Kwankwaso will never agree to work with the Tinubu. That would be too dangerous for us. And I want us to round up by saying, though our tongues and tribe may differ, in brotherhood we stand. So we should do away with a lot of. We should not be reactionary to critics. Will say 1 or 2 things. We must give a listening ear and learn from our critics, and come up with our winning strategies. Thank you very much. I will stop with so I don't take much of your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mori. Now I will go to Mr. Tu Niger, then I come to Mano Bende. Mr. Tu Niger, can you hear me? Are you there? Mr. Tu Niger, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to the broadcast once again. I don't know if you have been following us, if you watched the videos we played earlier.
No, I didn't.
Okay, there was a video concerning one of our brother, Comrade Lampton, talking about how the strategy, how to go about Obi campaign and awareness. And there was, I think there was about Reverend Mbaka and about the vice for Obi. So since you have not watched the video, but you have been following the discussion, right?
Yes, I've been listening a little bit to it. I'm not very clear. Please, if you can listen, elaborate a little bit about what precisely was the video about, the strategy to campaign for Peter Obi.
Yeah, our brother was just like, anyway, we're discussing also about the running mates of Obi, because that video was quite a bit long. I don't know if you can catch anything there since you did not watch it. It was talking about how people can support, and also telling people about how to go about the PVC if you already have, and maybe you change location. You just need to upgrade it. You don't need to do new one. And if you change your name and stuff like that. So he gave information about those issues. And Reverend Mbaka's church ban, and there would be issue of running mates, Tinubu and Atiku, about their running mates. As we know, they are finding it difficult to present their running mates, and they present just a temporary running mate yesterday, APC and the Labour Party. And now we are just debating who could be, and the alliance, that the possible alliance they are making right now. And I think you should elaborate on that, because you didn't come early and people have gone around their 4 minutes. So let's hear from you.
Thank you. I saw that they were picking candidates just as placeholders, which is a little bit odd. You would think that they've thought about what their agenda was. Maybe this is saying something about the effect that the Peter Obi aspect is having, because they have to calculate now what it's going to take to win. Because if he goes to a runoff, you can see why Atiku decided to go for someone like an Easterner, because if he goes to a runoff, then maybe Peter Obi was knocked out in the first round, then he will get most of the vote that Peter Obi loses, at least in theory. And this guy is wrestling with that now. Tinubu is wrestling with that now. He's going to find out it's not so easy. In the end, I think that their strategies, I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference, because I believe that the East will do what they need to do. They will support Peter Obi, no matter what contrary governors or leaders will say. They will support Peter Obi because they see Peter Obi as an important engagement into the country. And I think it's a great thing, actually. And I think people are not seeing that aspect of it. And Peter Obi may not be as well spoken as Obama, and may not be as flashy, but he represents a unifying aspect for Nigeria. If he makes it to a high level, actually, even if he doesn't become president, but let's say he makes it to runoff, that is a big thing.
I will leave.
Yeah. That is a big thing, because it would have meant he got enough vote to get to that point, and the vote will not be only from the Igbo people; it's going to be from other parts of Nigeria, and it's going to change the dynamics of Nigeria.
Hold on, Mr. Tunaija. Mr. Murray, can you mute your mic? You're disrupting the broadcast. Please mute your mic, Mr. Murray. Mute your mic, Mr. Murray.
Clear the road.
Mute yourself, Mr. Murray. Can you please mute yourself? Oh my God, he's not hearing us.
I think you can mute it from the back end too.
No, I don't have access to that. Tunaija, just continue. Let's see how we can manage it until you hear me out. I think not just to make background.
I think it's important that Peter Obi does well, because if I was anybody that had had good intentions for the country, even from the north, even if I'm from the north, I wish Peter Obi well, because I think Peter Obi doing well will bring the country together, and which is something we need more than even a great president right now. Because the country is always debating this thing about religion, regions, languages, and all that. And Peter Obi represents a kind of unifying force. If he makes it to anything close to presidency, will be good. And
Mr. Murray, Mr. Murray, sorry, Mr. Murray, can you hear me? Mr. Murray, please mute your mic. Mute your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry about that too.
No problem.
I thought I was muted. Can you meet me from there?
No, Mr. Isaac wants to do that. Just
sorry, I'm at workshop. I'm trying to handle something. Let me see if I can.
Disconnect now. You're not gonna do it.
Okay, he has moved himself. Thank you. yeah, we appreciate that. Just mute your mic so
It's
that
not
we
muted
can
now. It's not muted. He thought
He
it's
has
muted.
unmuted it again. He muted it before. Okay, just go on. Let's see how we can
Yeah.
manage it. But I don't think.
So as I was saying, if he makes it there, it will be a good thing for the country. But I don't know whether you know about my own point of view anyway on this. I've always said that it doesn't matter. All this discussion, from my point of view, is painful. I look at these things from a slightly different point of view, because I look at our country and I see a country that is not put together properly, and the people need to wake up to this truth. And I think they are waking up, but they are waking up based on individuals. They are not waking up realizing that we have to take control of our country, all of us, from the north to the south, because we don't own our country right now. And it doesn't matter who makes it there. If the NSAS protesters can be able to have their demands just to remove a police department, why can't we have our own demands for our leaders? And I think Nigerians need a unified demand. This thing where some people say, oh, this one is more important to me, building this bridge is more important to me, it's going to watch. Ah, man, this guy is... Oh, my God. So, yeah. So this thing where this guy, someone will say, this one is important to me, and language is important to me, religion is important to me. We need to have a core set of demands that we want. Like when we say we want security, we have to be specific. When we say we want electricity, we have to be specific. When we say we want this in unity, we have to be specific what we want. And we want to end corruption. We have to be specific on how the government is transparent.
Hold on a minute. I want to succeed in controlling Mr. Murray. Just hold on. Okay, good. Now he's muted. Yes. Mr. Murray, can you stop playing with your mute button? You are muting and unmuting yourself.
I think he's driving.
I know, but you should control it. If you cannot leave it muted, muting and unmuting it. If you cannot leave it one place, it will disconnect. I mean,
yeah, he should just disconnect. I don't know why he has to stay on when he's driving. He can always come back
for
in.
now, he's muted. Okay, let's go on. Do you think this issue of Mr. Atunaja, this question is for you. Do you think this issue of running up that people are talking about, do you think we will come to that in this coming election?
Running off, how do you mean? Repeat that again, please.
As in, people are speculating that they might not have a winning at the first time. Maybe they can go ahead and not the whole of all those.
Yes. I believe that if Peter Obi's phenomenon is anything close to being real, yes, it will lead to that. I think the winner needs a 50% vote to win, isn't it? So if the phenomenon is real, he can poach 15-20% of vote from the other two, and nobody makes it to the finishing post. So yeah, he could do that to lead to a runoff. And all that is good. All that is a good thing, really good thing, because it concentrates the mind of the people that are going to take over if they defeat him. And it's always about winning the argument. It's always been about winning the argument. Getting to the office is a more of a vain thing for individuals to worry about. Because if you believe that you want the country to be safe and you want the economy to grow, people to have jobs, and you win the argument on that, even if you didn't win the election, the person that gets to office has to do it, you've won. If that person intended to go there and steal a lot of money, but the argument in the minds of the people is about security, transparency, and all those things, when he gets into office, he won't be able to do all those corruption he wants to do. Because the people's minds are made up of what they want to see. If he steps out of line, he's going to burn himself. And any politician, the thing they hate most is to lose office. So they will do anything the people want. This is how politics works. And that's why it's about winning the argument. You have to win the argument based on facts. And I said it before about how the NSAS people were able to get their demands. Those guys were really smart. I have to give it to them. They came out, have specific demands, and the government met all of them. This is how you do things. Our people need to make their demands, and I wish they have some kind of common front, and somebody goes to Peter Obi, goes to this and say, this is what we want. Maybe they can do it through the youth association, the students, ASU, whatever. they come up with a way of making demands. And maybe that's something that should be a new innovation in Nigeria that is not seen anywhere else, where there are organizations that are formed just to make demands of their leaders based on what the people have asked for. Because these leaders are meant to be following those things, what the people want, but they don't. They really don't listen to the people. People wanted power more than 50 years ago. Do we have power? No. People wanted security a long time ago. Do we get it? No. They wanted corruption to end. Do we get it? No. Because you have to ask. You know what they say in the Bible? They say, ask, and ye shall be given. If you don't, what they mean is be specific. Don't just ask.
Just round up in 30 seconds.
Yeah. So when we say, when we are doing Christian faith and we are praying Holy Ghost fire and being specific and how this specific, we have to do the same. We have to demand specific things, and then the politicians, it's up to them to deliver. And if they don't deliver, it will be clear in our mind that they didn't. You see what I mean? And that is why they will deliver if we do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tunaija. And let me quickly recognize Mr. Tiobala, the new panelist we're having. Welcome, Mr. Tiobala. Thanks for joining us this evening. I will come back to you when it gets your time. Now, I'm going to Mano Bendel. Mano Bendel, can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Good evening.
All right. Thank you once again. You have your second round now.
Okay, to start from where Mr. I don't remember, Mr. Sydney, I think, who just finished.
The person, Tunaija is the one that just finished.
Kind of arrangement he was talking about is shadow government, but I'm not sure if that's what he was thinking. But I think I've heard about this kind of group working side by side with government to question government about their claims. Outside that, I want to be hypothetical a bit. We are looking at the North now, like the gray matter for the decision. It appears that Peter Obi will eventually clear the south of Nigeria. Let's hope so. My take is this. You see, what happened at the PDP delegate primaries can happen again in another way. You see, these Northerners, they have a way of aligning themselves together at the last minute to create disadvantage for people from other parts of Nigeria. For instance, Peter Obi, if Mr. Kwangwaso or whoever is so important to Peter Obi in the North at the last minute disappoints him and collapses his system towards another party or stays alone, just to make it impossible for Peter Obi or Labour Party to get a strong footing in the North, then it becomes a problem. So my take is this: that's a hypothetical situation. We cannot pretend that it's not possible. They've done it before. So my take is this: the Labour Party and Peter Obi and his friends and those who are working with him should also look at a third or fourth person outside of these very so-called strong men, so that should these last-minute ditching that they normally do happens, they can still grab hold of somebody or something which may not be as strong as the main guy they were looking for, but something that can also still put them there, especially if that person is a young, progressive Northerner. So I don't want Peter Obi or Labour Party or the team to think that these guys will just be so honest with them throughout the discussion, because they've always played that card, and they should be very wary of how they commit to whatever they are telling them. They should have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, just in case. That's my position. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mano Bende. Now, I will be going to Mr. Banky. Mr. Banky, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thanks once again for joining. I don't know, since you joined a little bit late, I don't know if you see some of the video we played earlier.
No, I didn't see, but I've been following the discussion right from
Okay.
about
Okay.
Mbaka, Deji, and every other thing.
All right. So you can hear just the little I break down for Mr. Two Niger and every other discussion. You can take it from there. Let's hear from you.
Okay, I will start with the Mbaka issue. I think Nigeria supposed to have outgrown where religion move our judgmental thoughts. And with what Mbaka did and with the reaction he got, I think a lot of things have changed. Because yes, I'm living in America. We are not moved by what religious leaders says. Because most of these people, the Holy Spirit they said is their inner thoughts. Here in America, you can't tell a black man or a white man, hey, the Holy Spirit directs me to tell you. They will tell you, fuck off, sorry for my word. But Nigerians, Africans, we have been moved so much that even when they say something, we see them as demigods, which are now called most of them God of men. They are no longer men of God. But as for Mbaka's utterances, I think the Catholic Church have placed him where he's supposed to be. Coming to the Deji's issue, I think as an activist, you a public figure. You should mind what you say. And this goes to our society. When I mean by our society, what happened yesterday or a day, yesterday. If it is in a civilized world, Deji wouldn't easily get out of it the way he got out of it. Because people like Peter Obi's attorneys, and maybe if I would say people that are willing to make money, because here we believe in suing, they would have sued him by his utterances because he might thought he deleted the word. People grabbed it already, where he said Peter Obi offered him bribe. You don't come out because people poked you to damage some other's image. Because this is a man, everybody have come up with this slogan. We know they give chiche. Now to come out to tell us he gave you the chiche. So what are you trying to like portray? So that he's a sheep during the day and a wolf at night. So I think Deji got it all wrong and he escaped because of the environment we all found ourselves. Coming to the movement right now, which is Obi movement, I would say what is going on. I've been in politics when I was in Nigeria, but what is going on, people don't understand the underground or the gravity of what's going on because everybody's thinking is Obi. The real game changers, the Bats, the Atikus, they are getting scared. Not because Obi is an icon or Obi is something. They are getting scared because of people involved, the youth. NSAS was a poke. They don't want a repetition of that. If you look at the politics going on right now, APC, PDP earlier where Tinubu did that, Tinubu urinates, Atiku dodges to go to Germany, is no longer the case anymore. Everybody is trying to bring Obi down. Obi has no structure. Obi did that, Obi did that. That's where I was so disappointed when the so-called Showore said what he said and he got what the reply he needed. Because these men believe in the politics of money. At the end of the day, our futures, we are being sold. That's what forced a lot of us out. Not that we want to be where we were, but we want to have a good environment where if I work for ₦1, I will and pay tax of ₦1, I'll get my benefits. If you understand what I'm saying. So Obi is a movement right now. It's no longer a party. So it's sending jittery emotions to the big boys. That's one thing we don't know. You think all these people, because they have looked for a way to turn him down, there's something to tag against him. But even the so-called Mbaka, now he's singing praises of Atiku. I believe, I'm a Catholic, but I believe money has moved hand. But that's another story for the day. So coming to the merger going on, yes, Kwankwaso is not is like in Kano State, the Kwankwasia movement is so strong, which I think that is what Obi and Labour Party is gunning for, because they believe the Southerners right now we have Southerners have Obi as their movement, but you shouldn't assume. In politics, assumption is deadly. Because
Mr. CM, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. Mr. Banky, just round up your 1 minute, please.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say in essence is Peter Obi technically need Kwankwasa, but my fear, like the last speaker said, is the northern agenda. I've been in the north. I was former PA to Uguda. Once it comes to presidency, the northerners rally around one person. That's why when I see Tinubu, the worst mistake he can make to himself is to go for Muslim ticket. And I'm seeing Atiku, like he says he's a unifier, going for Kwankwasia at the end of the day. And if Obi can get Kwankwasia, cool. Though I heard from my resources that LP has given him two names in the person of Jega and Sanusi, and he decided to go with Jega should in case the Kwankwasia agreement fails. That's cool. But I would say he needs Kwankwasia if there is going to be a written, trusted agreement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a brilliant delivery there. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. We appreciate you. I see a new person joining, a person of Engineer Joseph Igama. Thanks for joining. I will come back to you when it gets to your time. Now, I would like to go for Mr. Tiobala. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Tiobala. Thanks for joining us this evening. I don't know if you have been following all we have been doing.
You can brief me a bit.
Yeah, we're talking about, talking about the issue of vice that they are trying to pick, and the issue of Reverend Mbaka's church ban, and a video earlier was played concerning I don't know if you know this, our brother Comrade Lampton, trying to it was encouraging people on how to go about the awareness of the campaign, telling us the effort people are making, trying to encourage people. If you have anybody, he himself is ready to send people as to different local government to make sure this thing work. In general, it was a bit a long video though, so that is what we have been discussing. So I don't know where you would like to start on Mbaka, on the vices they are running around, Kwankwasho, Ganduje, and the rest of others.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me start with Reverend Father Mbaka. I think that issue has long been discussed concerning what the statement he made, and like what one of the panelists said, he has gotten the message he deserved by the Nigerian people. So they have really dealt with him. The comment, I believe by now he should be regretting of making such a very making such a comment. In another way, it seems that comment another way vindicated the person of Peter Obi to really tell Nigerians that it's better you stand for what you believe in than playing to the gallery or trying to please people. So you are really showing himself that he's not a man that throw away government money. We have seen a case, we have seen places, we have seen where Peter Obi have rendered selfless service to the people of Nigeria in terms of school education, like the Egypt he just went to now. He went there with his own money in attempt to solve Nigeria problem, not his own family problem. Not that he just go there to go and do one or two things for his family, but for the sake of Nigeria, because it has been a very big problem. Like I just had a discussion with my friend here in there in Nigeria, not quite long, how they are suffering with the issue of light, internet, and so on. So it's so unfortunate. I think Reverend Father Mbaka just made that statement. And one thing we should all know is that there are some statement people will try you to pull you down. It will be another favor in your own direction. So that is just for that. Regarding Comrade Latin, I think the owner Comrade show. So I think I usually followed him. You know, I've seen him doing so many good work selflessly to ensure that we all live in a better society. What he is crying for, or each and every one of us is crying for, is not for us to just have just today that benefits us. To have the
Yeah, that reminds me. Sorry for coming to your space. He also made mention of somebody telling him that Okowa is also one of our own, as in one of the Edo people's son. That instead of pushing for Obi, why not support Okowa being one of the Old Bender's son? Of course, he make everybody to understand that this is not the time to play tribal politics, that we should go for somebody that you know that he can deliver a better Nigeria for all of us. So in that space, if you are to have such a call, what will you do and what will you tell the person?
Thank you so much for inserting that. This is what I've been telling people. Nigeria is not about where the person is from. As it stands right now, if my own mother or my brother is contesting this election, if I see that Obi's idea or your own idea is better than that of my brother, I will go for that person, not because it's my brother. We are talking about saving Nigeria. As we speak right now, Katsina people are not richer than people in the East. Katsina people are not richer than people in those states. You know, like because what is it called? The current president is from Katsina. That makes them so super rich. They are suffering more than even the people in Edo State. Obasanjo was from rather is from Ogun State. Are the people in Ogun State richer than every other person in Nigeria? Or they don't enjoy 24 power supply that the other people are not enjoying? Osinbajo is from Ogun State. What is happening in Ogun State that is not happening in the other state or in the other part? So it's not about where the person is from. It's about how we going to come together to save Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether Okowa is from Edo State or from a Delta State. I don't care. Who I care about is that who is that person we believe now that can save this country? Remember, we are faced now with so many issues, right now. We have somebody. See, this is the right time now that we can really put this Obi into this power. Reason being that we have had government before who spend our resources carelessly. We have somebody who is prudent with public resources, who know how to channel money in the right direction. Somebody we can question. Because I overheard somebody tonight, should be to Nigeria also. I really thank you for always making a position stand in terms of a questioning. But the point is that we also have to take into account that some of these governments don't want us to ask questions. Whenever we try asking them questions, they try to bully or they try to relegate stuff to the background. So they place all these people across all the bridges so that we can even get to them. So it's so unfortunate. So the issue of what's it called? The Vice President of Atiku Abubakar, it's not a problem at all. What we should be concerned about right now is how we are going to save that country. I think somebody came here on this platform, and I remember how people were lambasting him, talking to him, because in his own platform, that is what he do. Our own. Every time I try to contribute to this platform, do you think people in Yoruba or in so and so will not vote for him? It's not about whether you are from. See, it's about Nigeria. We have a project. In Yoruba now, we used to know them to be one of the largest cocoa production. Today, now, they are nowhere to be found. Those days, you'll see younger people going after school, they can go and do all those rubber plantation and all that, those sort of things to be able to fend for themselves. But today, now nothing. You see boys now doing all sorts of things that is not welcoming in the society. So please, this is not about it's my brother or it's my uncle or it's from my side. It's on my side. It's not the issue. Please, Nigeria is the project. Nigeria is the project. I really commend the comrade for the work he's doing in that country. Yes, in that country as well as Edo State. You know, he's trying his best. We should all rally around him to ensure that he get the best we can as far as this general election is concerned. Regarding Kwankwaso be the VP, it's something is really so worrisome because Kwankwaso I know might likely not want to be the vice president to Peter Obi, and Peter Obi, based on the momentum he's gathering right now, if he eventually become, say he accept the position of VP to Kwankwaso, automatically this crowd you are hearing now will just go off automatically. It will just go off automatically. And if Kwankwaso want to be the VP, it will be a very welcoming idea. But if in case he said no, there's no two ways about it. What you should understand is that there are some things that look foolish in the eyes of men. With God, he can make things big happen. It does not matter. We all believe in a strong man, a strong man, a strong man. There's no strong man anywhere. It's the people that are strong. It depends on how Peter Obi is preaching his message. It depends on how Peter Obi will bring up his own campaign strategy. So there's no doubt Kwankwaso is a very big person when it comes to the northern part of the country. Remember that we are talking about the people. If they eventually come up to seek, they have suffered enough. It depends. They can really, whoever Peter Obi is presenting as the vice president, he can still get the popularity he wants. He can still get the vote he wants in the north. So, because it's something I really worried about, but we should not rely our hope on Kwankwaso. As far as I'm concerned, I've already zeroed my mind on Kwankwaso as far as I'm concerned. But if he gets the Lamido Sanusi,
Mr. Teobala, why did you zero your mind on Kwankwaso, and why you have? Do you think there's any possibility of Peter Obi accepting to be his vice?
Peter Obi can never be Kwankwaso vice at all. At all. The reason why I zero my mind on Kwankwaso, not that it's not going to happen. Definitely it will happen, or it will not happen. That's not the issue now. My whole point is that we are so concerned about that big name. Big name. Kwankwaso is a big fish in the northern part. Yes. See, as in nobody preached to me that Peter Obi is this or that before I followed him. So also it will happen. See, it's a momentum that is building. If you check back in the last 2 months ago or so, yes, 2 months or a month ago, you will not even expect that we should be talking about Peter Obi today. We are still talking about him, and the people keep gathering. People are still gathering everywhere. It's not about the reason. That is the more reason I say. See, I'm not after any human being. Say is a big whatever. God can use anything to use for this election. He can use anybody. So my whole point is that, but we as human beings, we can play our part, but that does not mean it's the end of the world or the end of the presidential ambition or the race. See, you can pick anybody and still win the presidency. That's just I believe. Regarding the runoff issue with this general election, whether APC or PDP, like in my own permutation, if I go based on what is happening today right now, it's going to be a very difficult thing if Tinubu pick a Muslim ticket, because I think it's going to work against him, because most of the people, even in the Southwest, they are not even happy with that statement. Rather happy with that decision. If he eventually do so, it might not work. So automatically, meaning some vote in the Southwest will be shared. Some vote in the Southwest will be shared. And if Kwankwaso decided not to run with Peter Obi and decided to stand till the end of the game, definitely that northern part of the country will also be shared. And Atiku is there. Definitely, I believe most of the people in the South are mainly for Peter Obi, as well as the people in the Southeast. Definitely, I see Obi coming up victorious. That's just my own contribution.
Thank you so much. I'm going to Mr. CM now.
Okay, so I was going to quickly ask him some questions.
Okay, you can. Question is allowed. You can go ahead before I go to the other person.
Okay, Teobala, thank you for your contribution. I just want to quickly ask you. In football, when you watch football club, Why do you think teams always want to buy the best players to add to their team?
Okay, fine. That is a very good question. You have also seen where currently what happened to PSG. PSG bought all the big players in the world. Still, they could not even make it in this Champions League. What happened to them with all their club of players? Look at Man City. Look at Man City. Let's just use Man City, for instance. With little, as in Guardiola was able to groom those players together. They are making impact. So everywhere you find. What about Ayers? Who know Ayers? As in, all the BB club are going to Ayers to buy all those their team, but they are still grooming them. They are still making impact in their team. My dear brother, we need big name. Definitely, we need big name. But that does not mean it will make him win election. With all the big name PDP have, they lose election in 2019. With all the big name, this thing, Buhari won in 2019, 2015 or so. The most important thing is that the people are the one that will decide this election. The Nigerian people that was shot at Toge will decide this election. The Nigerian people that was killed in Owo that will decide this election. The Nigerian people who cannot even feed themselves, who cannot even afford to eat one food a day will decide this election. The northern people that are being slaughtered every day will decide this election. Thank you.
That was powerful, Mr. Tiobala. Thank you so much. Mr. Sidney, do you have a question?
No, because I'm calling from Australia, so my time is a bit different. So I wanted to say something and then I'll go off. And that's just to thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for the very robust discussion. I just want to say something on two things that were noted here. One was the issue of controlling the House of Assembly. Obi has been in that kind of thing in Anambra where the House was completely against him, but he won. So he's very experienced in tackling that. And because of the way our constitution is, the presidency has so much power. And somebody referred to it here. Once it comes in, you will notice there will be alignments and realignments. So that is not an issue. And then thirdly, with what my brothers last said to answer that question, the Obi presidency is going to be very collegiate, meaning that there's going to be a lot of people with the right mindset that are with him. And a lot of people don't know who Obi is. Obi is a very focused individual, laser focused. He's a billionaire. He's made a lot of money. He's absolutely laser focused. What he tells you is what are deliverables. He's not going to tell Nigerians what he cannot deliver. So, in terms of being laser focused, is there. And I want to calm everybody's mind. Obi is on the ticket to the end. He's not desperate. So everything he's engaging in is not because I'm desperate to be president. No. And we all are all Obi people. So if you're an Obi person, it is what can I do in my little space? As I leave this 3 a.m. in Australia, I should be sleeping by now. It's 3 a.m. in Australia, Sunday morning. But I'm going to leave this space because I have 2 other meetings within the Australian diaspora. People are putting money together. This campaign is about the future of Nigerians. It's about the future of everyone. Look, I don't need to worry about it. I can decide to just give my parents money and my friends money, and it's okay. But how long will we do it? We need to rescue this nation. We have only one option. I'm about 42 years old. If we miss this option, the next time I will be about 50 something years old, and I think it will be over. So we cannot. I'm telling you guys, this is the moment. God has created a window that a man that is astute. You know what? A woman asked Peter Obi when he was an Anambra governor and said, "You have not paid my pension and you are coming to church." Peter Obi was hot in his heart. He went back and paid everybody's pension and made sure that he said he cannot come to that church. And a woman stopped him and told him, "You have not paid my pension." So we're not talking of a leader. You know one thing, he has resonated with us. So the issue of Kwakwanso, not Kwakwanso, we are not scared about it. If Kwakwanso does not want, that's fine. Like I told you, there's Jega, there's Sanusi, and there's a young boy that is not yet mentioned. Like I said, is Tanko. He's the last card. So there's no option about whether Kwakwasono. This thing is about strategy. The North is going to break up. The South is going to be locked in, and it's all about what can happen when we go through. If we win it, fine. If we get to the runoff, fine. But the truth is that we are on the cusp of victory. We are actually on the cusp of victory. I know how many people that are sponsoring money to release drones that will monitor polling unit by polling unit. So this fight is not only for us, because we also want diaspora voting. We want diaspora voting. And there's a discussion already with Donio Kupe, and that will be on the burner that diasporans can vote. We can vote. If they can give us passport here, why can't we vote? So the issues are very deep lining, but we're on the first stage. The campaign is still long. So nobody should lose their breath. Nobody should feel downcast, because we are on a movement, and that movement is beyond him. So thank you, friends, for what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, even this thing is reaching out. If it's not reaching out, you will not see PDP and APC handpulling on Obi all the time. It's because the effect is going down, and they know that it's coming. So thank you, guys, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sidney. We really appreciate your intervention. We appreciate your coming, and please do find a time to join us at anytime you can that we are online. I know that the time difference, just as you said, calling from all the way from Australia, is very, very important to us. And we love you so much for the way you have our country at heart. And together we can do it. Together we can stand. Thank you so much. We expect you. We are expecting you more often in this program. We would like to learn more from you, and we really appreciate. Thank you so much. So we are going to, I was going to Mr. CM, but before then, let me just introduce to the panel, Mr. Pansat. I see you right there. I will come back to you soon.
Thank you.
Just be patient. I will be right back to you. Thank you
problem.
for joining.
No problem.
Mr. CM,
thank you.
The floor is yours, but hold on. Before then, Mr. Banky, can you mute yourself, please? Any panelist that is not speaking should please be able to mute yourself to avoid interruption of the broadcast. Thank you for your understanding. And for the people in the comment section, please keep your like and share going. As you can see, Mr. Sidney just make us to understand that our voice is going far, and we cannot do this without you people. Your sharing and your like is helping our voice to go far. And what you people are also writing down there is be considered. You are highly part of the conversation. We don't take your comment and your time for granted. Thank you so much. Keep sharing, keep the like coming, and keep supporting. You can as well support through the super chat. The $sign is at the right side of your comment section there to support the platform to keep going and delivering information to every Nigerians across the globe. Thank you so much. Go on, Mr. CM. The floor is yours. Okay. And be brief. I think you're having 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, the Irene's World. I thank those that have spoken before me up till this moment. Normally, I want to use this opportunity to also harp on what Niger World is doing. It's no brainer that a lot of people listen to Niger World because of the quality of the discourse we carry out every day. So I would like to join the person who suggested that Niger World may take it upon itself to set agenda for this campaign by finding a way for us to discuss or find a way of asking the major contestants to declare their asset now that they are going on campaign. Because we want to know who want to take over from Buhari. We want to know the past working history of the person. It's not enough to be throwing dollars up and down and then claiming. Let us scrutinize them because it's a civic responsibility we have to do. We want to know those that are going to lead us. What asset do you have? How did you come about your money? What have you been doing at least since you turned 25? because I assume that at the age of 25, normally you must have come out of the university or about to, or let's say at the age of from 25 upwards till if you are 50 now or 30 or 60 or 70, it is good to know because that is part of holding people to account and then putting the searchlight on them. Which then brings me to another thing about this Kwakwanso something. I have never, as an OB supporter, underrated the electoral value of Engineer Musa Rabiu Kwakwanso. I have never, and I don't think any OB supporter is not with me on this. We know Kwakwanso is a heavyweight in Kano, whose ambition has been to be president of Nigeria. Now, whether Kwakwanso will agree to be P2B's running mate is not for me to decide. It's for those that are doing the negotiation to persuade him to be, because it will help not just P2B and himself, it will be a very good omen for the entire country. But what I detest is what I call hypocrisy. Somebody will like to tell me that why can't P2B go and be Kwakwanso's running mate? If P2B becomes Kwakwanso's running mate, has power come to the south? So power can only come to the south only through Tinubu. You see, that is the issue. Why people are criticizing Okowa is Okowa held the Asaba Declaration where they said, with Akeredolu as the chairman of Southern Governors Forum, that power must come. They didn't say should, they say it must come to the South in 2023, and it caused an uproar. How come the Okowa, if you want power to come to South, you should have voted for Wike at least, or vote for yourself, because I think he was he contested too. But now you are going to be a running mate to Atiku, and you're expecting us from the South to follow you. I will follow you because you want power to be in the South. Rather, I will vote for any rat, any cockroach from the South. That is called principle. So those that are advising that P2B might be a regional champion or Southeast champion, I don't see Kwakwanso stepping down for P2B. That P2B should be happy that, or maybe take up Kwakwanso's offer if Kwakwanso offers him to be his vice. How then will power come south? Why are we hypocritical? So power will only come south only because Tinubu becomes a southern candidate of note who will be contesting. So I do not accept that. Rather I go with the option that because Kwakwanso is politically of heavy political value, they should try reach a negotiation between Labour Party and the other party and NMPP, and then plead with him to be P2B's running mate, such that after 4 years or 8 years, it will now, when he's going up north, he will now stand a chance. That is one thing. Then the other thing I want to touch before I close is this question and answer. We should all be careful. People will go and set a question in the hope that is what is the issue, and then go on to answer it, in that just to advise us, pulling the wool over our eyes. That is why I say something like, when people say P2B's supporters, they are very, very antagonistic, they are insulting people, they don't do, all those things are lies. I don't see anybody insulting anybody, but it's only the fear. It's only the fear. P2B supporters has no need to insult it. Why are you insulting anybody? When you have the best product, very clean in character, you don't need to insult. You only burnish the thing very well. So which brings me to the type of lies that maybe people like Deji Adeyonju will put up and then use it to curry favor, that P2B offered him money. If he had said something else about P2B, that he met P2B and was talking to him, and then P2B maybe disagreed, that could be okay. But to say Peter offer you money, that is lie from the pit of hell. P2B can never give anybody money. He said, I'd rather lose the election than to give somebody money to vote for me. Then how should we be talking, and people like Deji will come up with one? Anyway, the chap from US has trashed that very well. So if it's in US, who knows how much he should have been talking to, I don't know, maybe he should be in one court answering questions with that or not. So let us try and be civilized. When we are saying certain things, let us remember that the aim is that power should not be in the north for 8 years. Let us remember, that's why Tinubu came out to contest, so that he can come south. That's why P2B also come out to contest. So trying not to destroy one side and promote one side is not good. So when people are saying P2B should accept VP, I rather P2B withdraw from the race entirely than to accept a VP from anybody in the North. It makes no sense. His reputation will never be tarnished. That P2B will say instead of if standing alone and vote, and on the day P2B scores only one vote by being on the ballot, his reputation is still intact. He can never accept, and I wouldn't even advise that. All he could do is just to go and look for a VP from the North. If he wins, he wins. If he
Round up in
loses,
30 seconds.
thank you. If he wins, he wins. If he loses, he loses. After all, he said it, that he preferred to do the right thing, which is not paying bribe, and lose, than to do the wrong thing, like bribing or corrupting the system and then later become a champion. I am for power coming down to the South. Let us not forget about it. That is why a lot of people are saying power must come down to the South. So when people are making contributions regarding P2B or suggesting P2B should go and be vice president to somebody up north, that is hypocrisy of the highest order. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. CM, for that. And I want to add to what you just said. Mute your mic, please. I want to add to what you just said concerning Obi supporters. Of course, we have been hearing a lot on that issue lately, that P2B supporters are violent, P2B supporters are so arrogant, they insult people. I want to speak on the area some people are saying, especially I think I saw where Mokri say that P2B, his silence is what he don't like. I want to let people know, P2B cannot go to the street and start controlling every youth. P2B has made it clear. He has spoken about that some time ago, a few weeks ago, that they shouldn't be insulting people. They should take it easy and take it calm. And what I also want people to understand is these are youth. Majority of the youth on the social media now, we should be talking about people of maybe 35 years to 18 or to 17 or Jeribad. These are people, they have never had a stable electricity since they were born. They don't know any other system that the system they have in Nigeria, if we can call it a system. Nigeria has been maltreated for so many years, which the country needs a serious rehabilitation right now. It's like they are finally, somebody that is 20 now, for example, he have lived in penury for 20 years. Somebody that is 25 has lived like that as well for 25 years. So the movement that is on right now is like telling somebody, don't worry, we know you have been sick for the past 20 years. Now, we are building a hospital that will take you to go and cure your sickness. Then at the end of the day, somebody will come and start saying, who knows if they will even complete that hospital. That hospital might not be completed. That hospital might got flood off or something. You want to say something to ridicule or terminate the hope or the faith of that person. I want people to understand you don't have to go provoking people's emotion, toying around with people's emotion. You are provoking their sentiments and you expect them not to react. Of course, you can defend your principle, you can support your candidate, you can defend your candidate. But in the process of trying to extremely ridicule one for just because the one you're supporting, you should expect a reply. And I also want to urge and plead with P2B supporters, please, it's not a time for fighting. It's a time for re-strategizing. It's not a time for insulting people. It's not the time to nag or to do trolls. Let's stand firm. The movement is real and the heat is out there. So people are feeling it. So enough of we are doing enough. We are doing more, and I know we need to do more of the movement and the awareness we are creating out there. So we should try and control our feeling and our emotion, and put in our job more than the emotion and the insult. So I really appreciate everybody that is clamoring for a better Nigerian, a good Nigeria, that is supporting Peter Obi for this movement. I appreciate you all, but we have to trade with caution. That is what I need to add. Thank you so much. So Mr. CEO is here, Mr. Evis. I think he want to intervene in the broadcast. Let's hear what he have for us. Welcome back, Mr. Evis.
Thank you very much, Madam Irene. I really do appreciate your moderating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate every one of you on the screen right now. I think we should take some calls. I'm so sorry that I have to interrupt you guys. Let me take at least 10 calls right now. Please be patient with me. Hello, good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you very much. I'm calling from, yes, I'm Engineer Joseph Ikawa.
Okay,
I'm calling from
thank you.
Port Harcourt. I'm in Port Harcourt.
Calling from Port Harcourt. Okay. All right, you have 2 minutes. Talk to us.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes.
Talk to us in 2 minutes.
I would like to add to what the last speaker just talked about. It's very, very important that we remove anything that will cause unnecessary division. We just need to be very, very focused on our goal. Our goal is to ensure the victory of Mr. Peter Obi in the forthcoming elections. So bringing up issues as if is against the North against the South, or this tribe against this, Muslim against Christian, it won't help our narrative. It won't help us at all.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of Muslims that are in this struggle, that are supporting Obi massively with their finances, donating buildings for offices and all that. There are a whole lot of Fulanis, Hausas, people in the North that are doing the same. And if you come to the South, there are Igbos, there are South people, there are Yorubas that are not supporting Obi. So let's drop all those issues. Those issues are not important right now. Let's just focus.
All right. I think we lost you there.
When a lot of people, when they talk at...
Go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. So a lot of time when people talk, they talk as if a whole lot of Northerners are against presidency coming to the South, or against president coming to the Southeast. It's not true. What happened in PDP wasn't a Northern agenda. I keep repeating that. It was just unfortunate that Atiku saw that this is like his last opportunity. So it was a selfish ambition. It had nothing to do with Fulani. It had nothing to do with the North. It was an individual selfish ambition that he had. And he got collaboration, support from people from the South, from the Southeast, from the South, and from the Southwest. If not, it wouldn't have happened. If all these our influential elites in PDP, if they didn't, if not for their selfish reason, Atiku doesn't have the capacity on its own to get that ticket to himself. When it's clear even in their constitution that they needed to zone it to the South. But people like, for example, now Wike would say people like Okowa worked against monetary staff. So like Wike, with all his influence, he knew very well that he's the 10 of the Southeast. If Wike had supported a candidate from the Southeast from inception, Atiku wouldn't have gotten it. Even PDP would have been forced to zone the ticket to the Southeast. It was because of everybody fighting for his own. Fighting for his own. That was why Atiku used the opportunity and took it. So when we are talking, it's in that one is
Thank you, engineer. Your time is up. Thank you very much. Your time is up. Your time is up now. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. We appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. All right, more people, let me talk to other people right here. Just give me some minutes. Let's do this together. Good evening to you, Brother Chris. Thanks for calling us. You have 2 minutes. Talk to us. We can't hear you at all. You are far away from your phone.
Hello. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Chris. I'm calling from Dublin.
Thank you, Brother Chris. Go ahead.
Discussion going on. Yes, but I think there's no use to say that the leadership is not important, that the most important thing is the national assembly. You know, because the way our political system is, the president is very, very powerful. And most of the time, it is the president that determines the direction of the people in the House of Assembly. So we must strive to elect somebody that will be willing not to interfere in the activities of the legislative arm. And I think that person is in the person of Peter Obi because he has demonstrated it in the past. He was the only person that allowed his state of House of Assembly to impeach him not once but twice. and he refused to intervene in the activities of the state House of Assembly. So we have to be very careful of the kind of people we elect. We elect and we won't intervene in other functions of the government. Take Tinubu, for example. Made sure that his state in Lagos signed almost everything for him as pension before he left. And the time Obasanjo was in power, he made sure that he removed the Senate president 3 times. There was even one he did. He personally announced that on television. That was when Obier and his gang, gang from the House of Assembly. So I think the person that occupied that thing is very, very important. It's that kind of person that can determine if the state House of Assembly function or not. We have also made the current president has turned the Senate to a rubber stamp state. In fact, if these people they don't know what to do, like they don't get it right, they are hearing influence of the leadership of the executive, but they are not able to do what they are supposed to do because the leadership has the EFCC and every other function in his hands to deal with these people. If we take it back to things like that watch, look at LV. You know, he has given everybody the free hands to be able to contribute and be fair. And this could have connived with any of these political parties, and nobody can say the truth here. So it's very crucial that we understand that the leadership is very, very important because of the structure of our political system. If we will take it back to Edo State, look at how the governor has decapacitated the ability of the state of House of Assembly to make any reasonable laws. Just because he was thinking they were going to impeach him, he made sure that the House of Assembly did not function. Even the people there are not able to see anything. No. So we must try to elect a leader that is willing not to interfere into the activities of the state House of Assembly. And Peter Obi is clearly in the lead of all the options we have. And it also staggers my imagination for any person to put Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu in the same category and say that they all are the same and they cannot.
Thank you.
Don't see any difference between the three. It staggers my imagination. To me, it's a political innuendo. It doesn't speak well at all. Peter Obi is a mile ahead of all these people. He's better than them in every ramification, in every aspect, anyhow you look at it, is better than all of them. I think concerning how the youth react, I thank the lady that has coordinated this program. If the youth people say the youth are not interested in politics. Now they are interested in politics. People say they are doing it too much. So you can't strike a balance. That's why they are called youth. That is the way they react. And you don't expect them to just sit down. Their future is gone.
All right.
People that were 10 years when this administration started, they are now like 32 years.
Thank you, Mr. Chris.
33 years.
Thank you, Mr. Chris.
I think they shouldn't be angry.
Thank
you very much.
I appreciate you, Mr. Chris. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, tone down your device. Tone down your device.
Can I make my contribution, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Shola. I'm calling from Canada.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Shola.
So,
tone down your device, please. Tone down your device. Tone down your device. The noise is too much.
Okay, just hold on. Just give me 2 minutes. Let me turn down. Sorry. That's true. Can you hear me now?
Your device is not completely turned off. Okay,
it's turned off right now.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us.
Okay, right. I'm going to say just 3 things. The first thing is about Madam Mbaka that you were discussing. Like the caller from United States said, they are God of men, they are not men of God. Most of their prediction never work. Nigeria believe in God of men more than man of God. And he never knew that what he said would promote Obi. He promotes him in order that we know that everything Obi was saying is never been a lie, that he doesn't give money. He gives money to people to make progress, but but public money is for the public. It never touches it. And that is where these people are living large on. Nigerian resources, they share it with themselves. We see their children here. We're all seeing their children, what they're doing. They don't work. They live in Ebro. The watchman I put in my house said Nigeria has money when he said the way Nigerian kids spend money. But that's apart. That's for the religious people. Now to come to Kwangbaso and or the vice president for Peter Obi, Kwangbaso has a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of what we call influence in the north for real. Because Shekaru is by his side. But there are other people too, people like Sanusi, people like Jiga, a lot of people. I live in the north, I drink their water, I eat their food, I speak their language, and I'm out of there right now. But the good news about it is this. If Kwangbaso cannot be the VP, it should just stay in his party. What Nigerian youth is rooting for
is Peter Obi. Exactly.
There is no difference between the northern youth and the southern youth. If hunger strike, it strikes everybody. Hunger doesn't no name or tribe or faces. Now, I live in the north. You see why we are talking about the north so much right now? It's because they don't think like the southerner. My brother, I tell you, if somebody come to meet you and say, go and kill your sister, the first question you will ask the person is that why? But in the north, it's not like that. The north will go. The north vote in block. You know why Nigeria is so backward? One, once they travel, they don't travel too wide. They only eat their miakuka, miakubawa, and to traveling is an education. You are an Edo man. I speak Esa, I don't speak Bini. But once you travel, even if your brother don't travel, when you come back, you impact them with knowledge. Because you know what you see out there. Not because they don't travel, but they don't ask questions. When I was in the ABU, I have a classmate that even from year 2, we already know where he's going. He's going to be a commissioner, he's going to be a governor. But me, I was struggling because I don't even know my future. Now, they say Nigerian youth or OB supporter abuse people, OB supporter are violent, OB supporter are this, that, and that. Tell me, my brother, I'm asking you, tell me, my brother, if you've not seen light since you were born, you only see it once a day, just for an hour, and you hear your other mates in another country are using internet at will. Now I'm talking to you. My phone, when I'm calling, I don't use card. I can speak from morning till night. I only pay my
all right,
bill.
please round up in 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds. Yeah.
I only pay my bill once in a month. But in Nigeria, they go with call card, whereby the minutes finish with you talk so much. Now let me now round everything up because 30 minutes.
30 seconds. 30 seconds, please.
We call it half an hour here. Okay, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Half a second. We call it half a second or half an hour here.
Round up, sir, please. Nobody should distract. Round up now.
I want to say that whatever we can do to influence our mother, because let me tell you, after the youth,
thank you.
Is the women that next
all right.
in population.
Thank you very much.
Whatever
Thank
we can
you.
do to influence our mother, please let us do it by telling them, Mama, if I'm giving you 10 naira, I can only give you 5 naira now because we need to vote for P2B so that I'll sit down 10 naira.
All right.
Don't give you.
Thank you.
And when they go, they won't collect salt and pepper and onions and vote otherwise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Madam Irene, if you are still there, please, I'll hand over to you right now. I'll pick another call later on. Thank you very much for the privilege.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis, for your intervention. We appreciate. So I would like you to leave their name on the screen for me, please. So now I will be going to Mr. Pansat. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here and I can hear you very loud and clear.
Okay, so can we hear from you? I know you have been with us in the comment section, so good to have you here in the panel. So let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Irene Swald and fellow panelists. It's a privilege, and let me enjoin existing protocol. I was going to do an interlude of an Igbo song that says, whatever God gave us, nobody should take it away from us. If you will indulge me, I'll do an interlude of, let's say, 10 seconds, all right? It goes like this. It goes, I can sing it, but let me not disturb this forum. I want to say that certain things are settled so far. Not everything is settled, but a lot of things are settled. Anybody that comes on the comment section or in the internet wide, such as Reno or Mercury, to talk about distractions, we shouldn't try to defend it. This is not an Igbo or Yoruba House agenda. Nigerians are very upset and they should be outraged, especially the youth. They should be outraged. Those of us who are in diaspora should be upset. We are practically in exile. So number one thing that is settled is that our country is not doing very well. And a lot of our people are suffering and now dying, not just because of starvation, which we have, but you have people killing people in our country at will. Life doesn't mean anything. So are we even here? What are we supposed to discuss that? No, that's settled. That's what we have on the ground. So we have the known phenomena. Some politicians, and we already know who they are, the old guard. All right, they tried, they did their thing. They ruined the country. That will include Atiku, Tinubu, and so many others. But it doesn't include Obi, not because he's an Igbo man. Obi happens to be somebody that could rule at the United Nations. He can rule in America. If that's allowed, they could actually borrow him and he will rule them because he believes in capitalism, democracy, freedom, not looting the treasury, investing in the youth, some of the virtues that we know. So what is your problem? How's anybody even going to be, what are we supposed to be debating that? No, that's settled. Obi is good. If there's anybody who comes out, whose CV, curriculum vitae, is better, that person should go. If Kwakwanso will look at him and he's got a better CV, he should be the primary candidate, and Obi, in this case, will make the exception. But we already know that Kwakwanso is not that. Okay, so that's settled. We know that Obi is the candidate that we are all aspiring for, whether you're Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, whatever you are, and you're fair. So now, are everybody supposed to be commanded and they're supposed to just do what I just said? No, there should be some people who come in and say, look, I object this and that. But the people we shouldn't give audience to are people who are going to come in to say that Obi is being supported because he's an Igbo guy, because just talking about that detracts and brings everybody to the lowest common denominator. All right, so I know that I didn't even want to flog any of these issues. I want us to then take a leap, quantum leap. Let's go to strategy now. When I'm going to be featuring myself, when I'm going to come in, it's if they rig the election, okay? Because that's the only role I'm going to play is after the election, and I'm going to be the sole determiner of that for myself. Was this election rigged? If the election is rigged, I'm going to make sure that what happened in Iraq happens in Nigeria. We're going to have to come down there, all of us, to make sure that mandate is restored, because there's a lot of people counting on that in the north, in the south, to the east, on rigging the election. Don't do it this time. If you rig that election, we're going to restore that mandate. That country have a lot of children, youth, adults all over the world, and we're being embarrassed, we're being killed. But my own role in this election is going to be after that election, and I'm going to take a look at it, and if it was rigged,
we're going to make sure that the mandate is restored, no matter what. No matter what games the United Nations is playing, the United States, Britain, because that's actually what our problem is. We talk about all the problems that we have in Nigeria. Why, okay, for instance, why are the Northerners apparently dominating the country? It's because what obtains in Nigeria obtains everywhere else where you have resources that are important to Westerners, in Congo anyway, in Rwanda especially. So they come in and they use a tribe to try to neo-colonize the entire space. And that's what they're doing. The Northerners, our Hausa brothers, are being used. There is no cohesion for Nigerians to say, no, look, we're Nigerians. We don't want the British oil companies to come and usurp our oil. All right. So, but anyway, let me just conclude by saying that my role in this election, now I am going to donate $50,000 for I'm going to distribute it to those who do a better job. Since I'm not in Nigeria, I will distribute it fairly so that there'll be a campaign and the issues are hashed out. But we have to go beyond clannishness, tribalism. I'm a Pan-Africanist. After Nigeria is put together, I want integration of Africa, militarily, economically, tourism, whatever, currency even. That's a big picture. That's what we should be fighting about, not about clannishness, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani. We're all Africans. We're black people. We're suffering. If Nigeria is put together very well, just Nigeria alone can emancipate a lot, if not the entire West Africa, the black man himself. So why aren't we doing that? Because nations are very, very slow to anger. Because the solution to this is the Iraq solution. That's how Iraq got themselves out. Those in diaspora had George Bush escort them home to go and take their country back from a brutal dictator who is very popular with a religious sect, the Sunnis of Iraq. Now, this guy was so powerful that he used to lob missiles at Israel. He overtook Kuwait. That's how strong he was. Annexed Kuwait. But then, when the proper, what do you call it? What do you call that? When their people in the diaspora went ahead and did the legwork with the U.S. administration, they went home and put him on trial. Okay, so he killed his people with the Kurds of Iraq with chemical weapons and so many other evil. So that's what we have in Nigeria. We have a lot of terrorists there, killing of our people. Nobody's outraged about that. So after the election, if they rig it, then a lot of us are going to come together to reclaim that country. So I'm putting the British on notice, the ambassador there, Catherine Lane, American ambassador, who doesn't even want to do her own thing. She is just relying on whatever this Catherine Lane says. That is un-American. You have the madam who is at the United Nations, who was strategically put there, Miss Amina J. Mohammed, to where no matter how many people are killed, even if a busload is used to go and capture students, Nigerian students in the North, Christians, Chibok, the Americans won't say anything, the United Nations won't say anything. Imagine that. When they go to Kaduna, the very first thing this administration did in 2015, December, Rufai Buhari and the chief of army staff is to go and shoot our fellow citizens, Shiites of Kaduna, massacre. It's on YouTube. The Nigerian government admit to 300 and something. The victim says over 1,000. I believe the victims here. United Nations said nothing. Amina J. Mohammed did not table it. So I'm saying that we cannot discuss everything in this one forum here, but we should settle the things that are settled already. We want Obi to be in the leadership of this revolution, but make no mistake about it. He is not the hero of this revolution. It's the youth, the Nigerian youth from all across the country Obi should not, he gets a lot of credit because he's clean. But let him himself be on notice that this is not about him. Yeah, there's just not one Obi. We have a lot of Nigerians who have a lot of virtue to boast for, whose virtue are far ahead of their vices. So Obi is not alone. He shouldn't. I don't think he has a big head to think that it's about him. So let him do the politicking, negotiate with Kwakwanso. I just don't like to win. I like the way I win. I don't want anybody coming here, you're begging Kwakwanso if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. Because if he's reluctant now, it means there's something wrong that's going to manifest later. How could you? This is the time that the country calls for action. All right, we're in trouble. But make no mistake about it. I conclude by repeating this remark. I was going to play a little song for Mommy and Irene, but I'll do it next time. My interlude for them, which is Mama Lutawanye Marama Kaponyezi. That's a song. But I'll do it next time. So I conclude by saying that after the election, then we're going to come in. It has to be fair. It has to be transparent. Nobody should try to rig the election or give it to somebody who didn't win it. If you do that, it's going to be, you're really going to get that stuff you're looking for this time, and it's going to be war. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pansat. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. I would like people that, in as much as you're living in diaspora, in America to be precise, the passion and the love you still have for your country and for your people is so amazing. I really appreciate you. I can feel the emotion, I can feel the love in your delivery. I just pray that this 2023, this time around, we get it right, honestly, because if we don't get it right this next election, honestly, Nigeria is a time bomb right now. As I always say, Nigeria is being maltreated for so long. It needs the rehabilitation, and I think Obi can come a long way in that rehabilitation area. I will also urge people. I know that many people are there. They know we are clamoring for Obi to come in. I also want to tell them they should not see him as that kind of messiah that will just come to the presidency and change Nigeria in 4 years, because Nigeria has been maltreated for so long. Nigeria needs at least 2 administration of 16 years to stand fully back on feet. As a country supposed to be. We are here calling for Obi because Nigeria needs to start from somewhere. We need to start from somewhere. The country cannot just keep deteriorating. We can't continue like this. Nigeria is a time bomb that if something is not being done, it can explode at any moment. So I really want to thank you, Pansad, your contribution, your feeling, your emotion, your love for the country. You are highly appreciated, and would like to have you more in our panel. That being said, let me go to Mr. Joseph Sunday that is just joining us. Thanks for joining, Mr. Joseph Sunday. I don't know, I was seeing Mr. Igama joining us earlier and is no longer here. Please, if you're watching, I don't know why if you disconnected or you just left, we have a space now. If you want to come in, you can come in. But after Mr. Joseph Sunday, we'll be going to the roundup remark with everybody. Everybody will have their last delivery and minute for the rounding up. Mr. Joseph Sunday, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the program today. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I greet every panelist on board. I greet everybody. I thank you all for your contribution. We are here to have you and to contribute our part that will make our country move forward. And whatever everyone said, please, we should not be angry because it's their view. They have right to their own opinion. Thank you very much. Having that be said, let me come in from the aspect of saying that it is our turn as SADC to provide presidency. Now, if we were in the country that work, that shouldn't be the thinking, or it wouldn't have been the ideology, because ethnicity and religion have torn us apart, and we now talk of North, West, talk of Muslim, Christian. And I don't think that is good for us as a people. Why I said this, if you look at it very well, now we are in 2022, Obi has been nominated in Labour Party as a presidential candidate. In 2026, the Northerners from that same party will now be clamoring and said it is their turn to be president. Now, I don't think this is a good idea for any of us who are speaking to be saying this is our turn or this is not our turn. Even if we have to look at it from that perspective, we have been clamoring for Omoyele Sowore in this our platform and in Nigeria. That young man has fought a lot for the whole Nigeria. It does not look at your religion or tribe. This is the person who go to the court to fight because of Nnamdi Kanu. Even if Nnamdi Kanu was Igbo and is Yoruba person. But for people to be saying it is not because Obi is Igbo that people are saying it should be president, mostly the Igbo-speaking people that are saying this. That is not true. We should be telling ourselves the truth. I am not against supporting Obi. I am not supporting anybody. I don't support Omoyele Sowore or
Mr. Joseph Sunday. Why do you think that what they are saying is not true? Is Obi going to be Igbo president, or is going to be Nigerian president?
I'm coming. Let me land. The reason why I said it's not true is this. Obi was in PDP in 2019. We in this platform, we were in this platform. This platform has been existing since 2019. And we did not see any of them coming here to support Obi. That is number one. Number two, we have been clamoring for Omoyele Sowore in this platform. None of these persons that are saying this now join us here to clamor for Omoyele Sowore. Why is it now that is because it's Obi? Now we are seeing different people that are saying all this. I am not against Obi. He's a very, very good person. And from his antecedent, he's qualified as well as Omoyele Sowore. You understand? But if people
hold on. If just signify if you want to say something, I will find a time to give you the floor. But just hold on. Mr. Joseph Sunday, you said we clamor for Sowore here, and I don't know which other name you mentioned. They didn't come for
Omoyele Sowore, I said. I did not mention that name.
Okay, that they did not come to support. Don't you think that probably people are not seeing, there are people that are not seeing the quality they are seeing in Omoyele Sowore? It can as well be another person. Maybe, probably, if you clamor for a candidate that they did not see the quality on, do you think they have the necessity to come and support the person? Because even right now, it's still not everybody that is supporting Obi. I hope you know that.
It is true. That is why I'm saying this. If somebody else is clamoring for another person, there's no need to insult that person or to tell that person, how do you want Nigeria to move forward? Now you see everybody is clamoring for this person. You are talking another thing. No, that is that person's choice. Okay? I cannot force people that are clamoring for Obi now to go and clamor for Sowore. The same way, if you see people clamoring for Atiku or Jagaban or Omoyele Sowore, don't condemn them. Don't have issue with them. That is their choice. Like the second issue that I want to talk about, like this guy, they said whether Renomokri, that said somebody gave, whether Obi offer him money in some years ago, whether something like that, I don't know. And people are attacking and said it's a lie.
No, that's Deji, not Reno, it's Deji.
Okay. If somebody make a statement or allege, let us try to investigate before condemning that person. You understand? Because the reason is this. If Deji have said that Atiku or Jagaban or more election warrior offering money, people will not say it's a lie. Did you understand? Even if it was lie, they will not say it's a lie. They will not fight him.
Okay.
If somebody
Okay,
make a statement,
okay,
try and investigate before condemning that person.
Mr. Sunday, I understand where you're going, but I also want to ask you a question because I've also come across some platform where Obi supporters and followers are constantly provoked. They constantly talk them down, ridicule them, just for the fact that they are defending on who they believe on. So what can you say about that? Because we keep hearing Obi followers are arrogant, they are insultive, they are this, they are that. So you expect somebody when they attack somebody for your ideology, for who you believe on, for a candidate you believe it can make a change, somebody come and attack you because of what he or she is believing? Because I have come to see that in Nigeria, it's like we take issue of politics like the way many people take football. But I don't know. Do you think it's because I'm not supporting? I have said it since before you joined the program that it's not the time for insult. And Obi have also spoke on that issue, condemning his followers insulting people. But do you think, because they are not just insulting people, there are some people they also defend Obi followers, they defend themselves from the attack from some people, but nobody is talking about that. Everybody is only hitting on Obi followers being arrogant. So what can you say about that?
I am not saying Obi followers is being arrogant. Did you hear that from me? I am talking in general.
No, I am not saying from you. I am also talking in general.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Come across platforms that are also doing that. Do you expect them not to react when they got provoked or when they got insulted for because of who they are supporting? I think everybody should be able to we should be able to embrace peace in this process, and more especially togetherness, irrespective of who we are supporting. We should be able to see things objectively. It's not time for tribalism. It's not time for self-centeredness of maybe whatever any candidacy is offering, or maybe the political ideology we believe. We should be able to see that our country is sinking, that anybody you think it can rescue the country, good and fine. I don't think this should be an issue now. Attacking each other or insulting each other should be in play this time around. We should all put a collective effort to rescue our country, because most of us that are here in diaspora, honestly, I don't know about the rest. Me, I am tired of living in the cold. I am tired of being a second-class citizen in another man's land. I actually want to go home. I think it's frustrating, but sometimes you see most of us in diasporas are not encouraging these things. I don't know, because it seems that most diasporas, they fought themselves more than the people on ground in this issue. We should be able to know more, because we are enjoying dividends of democracy in another country. We are living well with good water, good stable electricity. Our children are schooling, having a quality education, and the government of those countries, of so many countries, are paying our children. These are things that are not taking place in our country. And this is what we are here clamoring for. And as we come here, in most cases, you see many diaspora, we come here to fight ourselves just because we are supporting one principle and the other. I don't think it should be that way. I think we should be able to put ourselves together and introduce that thing that we learn in a foreign country that we are living, and what we see their way of governance that work. We should be able to speak that truth to power in our country instead of we fighting ourselves. I don't think it's a good thing. I know I am the moderator. I am not positioning in any part of all these things, but I'm only saying we should be able to bring ourselves together, because I have heard over time this one will be saying, do you think that tribe will leave their candidate and vote for another candidate of another tribe? Or you hear the other one saying, because it's from this side, just like you said, it's our turn. It's not our turn. For God's sake, Nigeria is it's not Akara that we should be sharing. If not for the fact that they have taken our political system and our political space, they have taken it to a certain level that we don't understand, that some people now come out and feel that the entitlement to come and say they want to take Nigeria. I mean, it's an insult on us as Nigerian citizens for the kind of intellectual and the kind of professor, the kind of people that Nigeria have created globally. You see some group of incompetence ruling us in that country. I think we should be able to work towards that and bring a change and support the revolution that is coming. I don't care on which anybody's path the revolution is on. We should be able to speak truth to power. I leave the floor to you, Mr. Joseph Sunday. You have 2 minutes to round up.
You have used my time. You said I have 2 minutes to round up.
Yes,
Madam, it is not done this way, please. This is what I'm saying. Please.
Hold on. I gave you 3 minutes before. Inside the 3 minutes.
Madam, you cannot give me 3 minutes while they are using 10 minutes.
Why didn't I give you 3 minutes? You came late. I'm about to round up.
No. Let me speak, please, madam.
Mr. Joseph.
Madam, please, calm down, please. It is because I say what you don't like. You people will say I give you time to run.
You are not saying what I don't like. I am not supporting anybody here. I am the moderator. I try as much as I can to stay neutral. I am only sometimes disappointed on how we diasporas address certain issue. That is just what I am saying. You are not saying what I don't like. You can't say what I don't like. You know, I respect everybody's opinion in this platform. I try as much as I can to make sure no insults coming. Everybody respect each other, which is very, very important. So you are not saying what I don't like. Please don't misquote me.
Thank you, Madam Irene. Mr. Joseph, I muted you because you were interrupting my moderator. And you already talked for almost 5 minutes before you were interrupted, sir. And now...
That is not true, sir.
Yes.
It's not true. I am here. I'm watching everybody speaking. They use their time. They are not interrupted. She interrupted me and used my time and tell me round up. No, it's not done that way.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Even though other people have contributed for 10 minutes or even 20 minutes, when it's time for us to round up, we only give a minimum time, like 1 or 2 minutes. So you cannot compare that with the previous people who contributed earlier on. All right?
Mr. Nagawash, I'm just speaking for the first time. Please.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody who join us right now, when we're about to round up, the person will be giving just 2 minutes. She even tried by giving you 3 minutes. The person will be giving 2 or 1 minute. So you shouldn't compare your 1 minute with those that will be talking for 10 minutes because we're about to round up. You get it? Some people call into this broadcast. I give them 1 minute, but people who called earlier when we just started the show, sometimes they talk for more than 5 minutes. So please, whatever decision the moderator takes, please, let's respect it. All right, let's come together. My moderator is right. She's very, very right. The separation between us, especially on the practices of this tribalism in Nigeria, is the biggest problem we are facing. Igbos are protecting themselves, Yorubas are protecting themselves, Hausa are doing the same thing, Edos are doing the same thing. It's wrong. It's wrong. Nigeria cannot move forward like this. We want a new president, but when our own attitude are not changed, we are not going nowhere. That's just the fact. Even look at the election that have happened today in Ekiti. People were selling out their votes upon all we all have been talking about, upon all the time we all have been wasting talking, trying to talk to these people. People are still selling out their votes, and these are the same people that are suffering. They are in pains in Nigeria. They are selling out their votes for 5,000 naira, 3,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Why? How do we describe this? Is this ignorance? Or is this stupidity or selfishness? I don't know how to describe it. It's so sad to see that things are not actually going on how we all want it to be. Even though Peter Obi become a president today, when we all did not coordinate ourselves and show same unison within ourselves, we are not going nowhere. Let's watch this video from Ekiti.
Good for them. No, sir, check my phone now. Check inside, just check everywhere. Check see, here, quick. Come inside. Just come here first. Don't worry. See, hey, come on. See, come. Wait, see now, with voters, unit 004, trace tracking, name of ward, unit number, PCN, Messi, with all their name and their phone number. Look at it. What are you talking? Look at it. Look at it, voter with 004, voters tracking, with all the numbers. Look at it. A follow officer in the envelope. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. See the money. Look at it. A follow officer. Look at it. Hold it. Hold it. This one. Which officer? See names of people voting. See the names. See people who voted. See their names. See their names here.
Very sad. Now, how do we justify this now? What is the problem of our youth? Is a question I've been asking for so long. What do we actually want? Do we actually want the same change that we all have been clamoring for? Or we just want 5,000 naira to eat and forget about our future? I don't know. I don't know what's their problem. We've been talking about this for so long now, you know. Stop selling your vote, stop this and all that. They don't listen. Even the Peter Obi that we all are clamoring for right now, who knows what's going to happen? The youth will betray the youths. You know, I don't know how to educate these people. Some of them are so stupid. Don't know how to educate them.
Because they don't have anything else being offered to them. They don't. What else can they do? They have to. If they are given Nigeria an opportunity to leave the country, they will jump at it because people gravitate towards something that is going to be better for their individual needs, and you can cater to that, and at the same time cater to what is going to be good for them. And it's not mutually exclusive. You just have to have the right mindset. You see. Because after all, the NSAS, they were able to come together, as selfish as they can all be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. Thank you very much to Niger. Let me pick one or two calls right now before I hand over back to you guys again. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening to you, sir. Where are you calling us from? What's your name?
My name is Steve. I'm calling from UK.
Mr. Steve, please talk to us. You have only 1 minute, sir. Go straight to the point.
All right, okay. What it is, I just watched that video that happened in Ekiti.
Yes, sir.
You know, so things like that would not. There's no way things like that will stop in Nigeria. That justified. But all we just have to do when the presidential election,
yeah,
we just have to send someone around now. Be doing video calls and everything so that when such thing happens, so that we would know where it happens, so that they can, if they want to avoid it, they'll avoid it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are hungry. So when they give them 5,000 naira, that 5,000 naira is just like giving them 500,000. They will think this will take me to a couple of days and stuff like that. So it's never going to stop. You understand? So as for Peter Obi, that's I support to show last presidential election, but at this particular time, there's no need of supporting Joe. That is my opinion, because I know Peter Obi is the one that got the crowd at this particular time. So there's no way I will cast my vote for Moyole Sowore.
Okay,
So
thank
that
you.
he doesn't have the quality, but he has it. But this particular time is for
It's for Peter Obi. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Thank you, sir.
That is my, yeah, all right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I said it before, according to our caller, I said it before that we don't have anything against Sowore. Sowore is doing well on his own. You know, he's a fighter and all that. But Nigerians are seeking and are clamoring for Peter Obi. How are we going to change that? You know, do you want me to use my channel to be campaigning just for Sowore and all that? No, Nigerians, statistically right now, it's just about 8-2. You know, for 8 to Peter Obi, 2 for the remaining other candidates. So I can't change what Nigerians want. I don't have the power to do that. All right. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Please be audible. You have only 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah, my name is Andrew. I'm calling from US.
Mr. Andrew, you have only 1 minute. Go ahead.
I quite appreciate the job of the law enforcement agents that were
EFCC.
EFCC. But my question is, I don't know, is it the job of the EFCC to be doing that right now? Don't we have the police? That's my question.
And maybe the police cannot be trusted. Our police have never ever been trusted. So maybe that's why they use EFCC.
Okay, that's the direction our country is not going towards, using EFCC as another agency. You know, there are so many complications in that country. I'm just
yeah, that's why we want to change it now. That's why we all are praying, working so hard to change the narrative. If not, we all are going to live like this. Nothing is working in Nigeria, sir. Nothing, absolutely nothing at all is working in Nigeria.
I thank you so much for creating this platform. We'll continue to support you, and we pray that God will bless you.
Amen. Thanks,
for this great job that you're doing. We'll continue to be watching all the things you're doing and support you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. All right, callers, I have to stop right there. Mr. Joseph, you're still going to have your 2 minutes. Let me hand over back to Madam Irene. Madam Irene, you can take over now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ivis. That's our CEO right there. Thanks for your intervention. Mr. Joseph Sunday, I just want to, if you feel offended, maybe you feel I'm directing whatever I say to you. I am not directing it to you. I am speaking generally. And this is just to let you know that you didn't say anything that offended me. No, there is no such thing. So please, I want you to have the floor and make your contribution. Thank you. Are you there? Mr. Joseph Sunday, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? Okay, I think he's gone. Okay. So if
he's right there, maybe he's not close to his device right now. Mr. Joseph Sunday, are you there? Okay, he's not close to his device now. I have to remove him from the screen. Give the floor to someone else. Thank you.
Okay, one man, you said you said you came in for something. I think for the issue of Deji, you want to clear something. Can you clear it and let's hear you?
All right. Thank you very much, Irene, for the opportunity. Yes, I was listening in the background. I did not leave. Obviously, I have a life running outside of the online space, so when I made my contribution, I left the space for others to come in. But I did hear one of your contributors trying to make an attribution to me that wasn't necessarily mine, saying that I said Nnamdi Kanu was bribing the Diadenyodu. I did not say that, and I think a lot of people have already cleared that up. The Diadenyodu himself said that, both on Twitter and in several newspapers. So that was a talking point on my platform. So the attribution is not mine. So maybe that person did not really spend enough time on my platform to hear the fullness of it. So perhaps for the future, hear the fullness of it to form a more rounded thought. So let me just, what you said, Irene, about that monologue that you had, which I completely agree with about ethnicity and the Nigerian political space. I agree with everything you said, Irene. But unfortunately, the reality of the Nigerian space is the politics of Nigeria is ethnic, and Nigerians by instinct are tribal. Would we like that to be the case? No. Should we move away from there? Yes. Is that one of the things that is holding us back? Absolutely. But is that the case? Categorically, Nigerians are ethnic and their politics is often tribal. This is how it works. So that is why I often, and this is some of the tonalities that some people somewhat recoil from on my platform, because we can't just surrender to fanciful thoughts because we're caught up in the excitement of it. I am with that excitement too, but the reality is that Nigerians are ethnic. So if we take the Southwest, for instance, no matter how laudable, let's say somebody like Peter Obi is, in the totality of it, it is highly unlikely that the Southwest as a mass will abandon an opportunity for their own son to sit on the seat, to pack it into what it might well be a better candidate in Peter Obi.
One man, that is what me personally, I don't know about all that. I refuse to accept that a change can come. I refuse to accept it. We are doing, I don't know about you, we are doing all these things today. Thank God for internet that have come to stay. We are losing our voices on daily basis today to try to convince the people that we can do it, we can change it. It's changeable. But the problem I have with some people, they want to clear with this politics that has been played in Nigeria over the years that is not favoring us. They want to continue to be dwelling on that. Can't we change something, for crying out loud? Look at just what I just said. We are here in diaspora enjoying all the good governance they have over here. Do you think that people did not fight for it? People lose their blood for this. People died for this. Go to each will, when they tell you the story of their country, the history of their country, you won't believe what you are enjoying today. So why will Nigeria always be different? We can fight for it. We can do it, even if it's not in our generation. At least we can start the fight, and our children will continue to make sure this ethnic bigotry change, and to make sure this mentality will change. We can. I refuse to accept that issue of, we can't dwell in the fantasy. We can't dwell in the bubbles. No, I don't want to see it as bubble, as fantasy. We can do it. We can start it, even if we can't achieve it now. When we create the awareness, of course, our children that are coming will follow. So we can't continue like this. We can't dwell in this political system that we have. We can't.
All right, Irene, let me just take 2 minutes to make 2 points, and then I'll leave the stage so that others people can, because I know you are trying to round off, and I know the pressures of that. I
have a question after this, please.
Yes, so I agree with everything you said, and I'm on board with you on that journey. And it's not ethnic bigotry. If you want to look at it from a different prism, you could actually describe it as ethnic loyalty. So it is not to the detriment of others, but to advantage of yourself. So which is a slight play on word, but that is perhaps the perspective that people look at it from. So the average person, okay, let's even remove the Yoruba person. Let's go to the north. And the average person then, he's from the north. This is just an example that makes the point. The average person from the north, he loves Peter Obi and his politics, but he wants his own kind to be president. When it comes to it, he feels that his instincts will be best represented by his own kind, not because he especially dislikes or is against Peter Obi, but more so that he, by instinct, recoils. They say blood is thicker than water, so that's all wrapped up. You have to understand that Nigeria is one of the top 5 most ethnically diverse countries on the planet, not in Africa, on the planet. And all the ethnicities that make up the Nigerian space, they are all sufficient enough to be ethnic nations themselves, individual countries. So this is the complexity. So it is not necessarily a negative. It is more looking to protect one's own. So that is where that instinct comes from. And I'll just let me just leave with this example. There was just a video that came out of Ekiti. Some 2 girls aged between around about 19 to 23, brandishing money and their voter's card and flipping and flapping and cheering and walloping that they have sold their franchise. So that is that demography that they're saying this change is coming from, and nobody of any real thinking has really seen that change outside of the social media space. So that is a food for thought, but I'll leave it so that you can progress the conversation with other contributors.
Thank you so much, Mr. One Man. Some people have also clarified that Deji space earlier, but I think it was necessary you came in to clear the something. I understand that you brought what you saw on Twitter to your program to analyze. So it's not clear that you are not the one that says so. Deji actually wrote about that. Thank you so much. We're glad having you. Mr. Sim, you are raising up your hand. Is your question going to one man or is a contribution? Because if it's a contribution, I want to go round and round up.
The question I want to ask one man.
One man is gone. I think
see, that is the problem. Always, whenever he says, then he leaves, and then when he leaves, so let me. I don't want here say, because I should have wanted to ask him point blank. That's why I said I want to ask a question. Now, immediately he finished, he goes and then comes back and intervene. If he's here, then he will say, what I want to ask him is, since he's now saying that it was Deji's tweet that he copied, has he cared to clarify it with Deji if it's true or not? And now that he has known that it's a monumental fib meant to tarnish the image of P2B, who we all know that he can never do such things, can he now go back and hold another session, although it may be difficult, another discussion that this time Deji has deleted the tweet, then invite people now to come and debate it, because it is not enough for you to go in the market square on a market day and say Mr. So and so person is a thief, only to come back maybe another market day in a week's time to say Mr. So and so person is no longer a thief. The reason being that the people that had it before may not be the people that in the market the day you say. So let him go, because everything is on the internet.
It's okay, Mr. CM. I don't want to dwell on that. I think we have lingered that issue so long because it's not the topic of today. So I don't want us to go too out of the topic. Beside, one man is not here. I can't see him on the screen right now. If he's here,
he's writing that he will reply. That is the issue. He's writing. Look at it here written.
Yes.
He said, I will reply.
What's the point of him replying anyway? He's already clarified his position.
No, Mr. Tunaja, no. Mute your mic. I know that is writing behind the private chat, but I'm not seeing him on the screen. He cannot obviously reply at the backstage. Probably he's at the backstage. He's not here right now. So let me go to Mr. Modai that have not had any time. I want you to. I think you are just joining us, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for joining us. And do you know what we have been talking about, or do you have idea?
Can you brief me a little? But I have been listening to you guys, but I did not join, from the beginning.
Okay, we don't really have much time. Since you're just joining, you have few minutes, but we have really talked about so many things about the running mates issue that Tinubu and Obi is facing, and the Mbaka issue, and a video of one of our brothers spoke about encouraging people and the strategy to use on Peter Obi's campaign issues. So I don't know the one you want to start with. You have. I'm going to give you 3 minutes because I'm about rounding up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Again, I listened to what you said before. Thank you for that information that we can make a change. Okay, we can make a change. To one man that was saying that Nigeria is a diverse of ethnic and this and that. Yes, good and fine. But we have to lead this movement. We can change it. Example, Hausa man, Yoruba man, Igbo man, whatever they are, that he said he or she may not want to vote for a Yoruba man, he or she may not want to vote for an Igbo man. Since they have been voting, what has changed? Nothing. Since they have been leading, what has changed? Nothing. Somebody typed in a chat that why can't they arrest so people? Because we are in the same system year out, year in, year out. Nothing has changed. So this time around, we have to change it. And again, the information we pass here matters a lot. Some people are discouraging a lot of people. Some people come here to make a negative comment that cannot yield us on anything. No matter where the person came from, what matters is that what is this? Does this person knows what is our problem? You know, that is the most important thing. Forget who is at the at the head. Forget who is leading. The main important thing is the message we pass here. Concerning what Mbaka or whatever said, that is actually the way God works. When God wants to work, God uses our enemies to work. Mbaka came out and said, hey, P2B is a stingy man. That's wonderful. And I'm telling you that across the world, everybody condemned him and condemned his parishhood. You know, so God is really using all this. Why? The main question is, why is everybody talking about P2B? I'm not a fan of him. But when I research about him, I say, yes, we have every reason to give this man a chance, because this is a man that has a credibility. Among all our leaders, none of them have a credibility. No one can stand today and defend him or herself outside Nigeria. I'm telling you that. So forget about anything you see. Forget about all these people questioning P2B do that. Why Nigeria shouting about P2B? Because there is something they saw. There's something APC, there's something PDP saw in this man. And that is why everybody is working hard to make sure that they discourage people not to rise up. But guess what? The country has risen. The country will take over their land. So the main message I want to pass on here is, again, do whatever you can in your own capacity. Do your own job and leave the rest. Pass this message. Impart positive to other people. Help people to be motivated. Help your brother, help your sister, help your friends to be motivated. Tell them to go and get your vote. Tell them not to say they are right, because tomorrow it's not going to be like this. Tomorrow it is too hard. So that is the main message. Everybody coming here to say anything should tell us, should tell Nigerians, should tell Nigeria in and out how we can move our country forward. And the only way we can do it is to encourage everybody positively. Encourage yourself, encourage your family. Tell anybody you know, this is the time we need to change this country. Get your PVC, register, so that next election, everybody, all of us will come back and do what? And vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. Let me do justice to this panel by giving Mr. Andrew just 2 minutes to speak before I round up. It's like you speak once today. Mr. Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks very much. And thank you for accommodating me the first time, my request. Mr. Modi, I've said most of the things I wanted to say, to be honest. However, with the question every one of us should be asking ourselves is, what has this issue of tribalism, how has it impacted on us, negatively or positively? That is what we should put. The question should be at the back of our mind every time. And you're right to be angry, Madam Irene, and the way you spoke earlier. We're tired in being abroad, to be honest. If I'm sitting down here, I'm tired. I want to go home, to be honest. And I told my kids that, listen, I've trained people up to where I want to train people to. When it comes to time, I pack my bag and baggages, and I'm out of here for good. Now, but that being said, when we're going home, what are we going home for? What are we going to see? But I still strongly believe, no matter what anybody says, it's my personal belief. No matter how they try to rig the election, P2B will become president. It's a very strong hope and belief I have. How that will happen, only God knows how it will happen. But like Mr. Modi said, this platform, and I've said it before, is for us to educate, for the educated to educate each other, and for the educated to educate the uneducated, to change the people's mind to see what is actually going to happen if we miss this opportunity. Obi is not our savior, for crying out loud, but the man has credibility. And I'm going to rebut to what you said earlier, that the change cannot happen in 16 years or 8 years. Peter Obi said it himself, that he can change this country in 4 years. That's his quote. That's his statement. And I believe him, honestly speaking. Not because he's my brother. I don't know him from Adam. I just knew him recently on social media. But because the man has credibility. I keep saying this. How many politicians have come out to say, this is what I did. 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 Go and verify and come back. None. So it's not about tribe. It's not about religion. It's about the values of life. Where are the values of life? I can't boast of what Peter Obi said about. I can't make such a boast myself. But when you say a man who has credibility, and I said it earlier, I don't care who is his running mate. I don't care what people says about him. All I know is that this man is worthy to be president of the country, not because he's an Igbo man or you. Okay, the question I'm going to, unfortunately, all those APC, other parties member, if Peter Obi was their candidate, would they be saying the same thing they are saying now? The answer to that question is no. So we need to put party aside and look at these individuals who suffered enough. We in abroad, to me, I feel we suffer more than those in Nigeria because we are just wasting away. Apologies to those who are in diaspora. We are just wasting away here. We may have a good job, but nevertheless, home is home. When the financial crisis happened some years back, the Eastern Europeans, they packed their bag and they went home. I said, really? They still left for home? And yet we couldn't. We can't pack our bag and say, we're going home. We can't. It's sad. I yield the floor back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. On that space, I don't think we need apology for that, me personally, because we have, we just as you said, we suffer more than them in Nigeria. I used to tell my siblings when they talk, I'm like, my dear, you don't know what you people have there. You have your families around you. You want to do birthday party, they surround you. Somebody die in funeral, you cry together. When somebody give birth, you are there to rejoice with you. I have when I had my kids, it was by the grace of God that my mom was around for one or more. But the second one, there was nobody there. I have to do everything myself. Many other people in the diaspora suffer same. Friends are working. Nobody's there with you. You leave a lot of family back home with the hope I'm coming back. Before you could get your document to go back, a lot of people have died that you think you will come to see again. You never see them again. So we pay a lot of sacrifice on this abroad thing. I don't know, maybe many people are carried away because they are here enjoying the environment, the atmosphere, the system, the governance. Honestly, I am definitely not. I love my country and I want to go back. I think 2023 is the right time we will take our country back. Thank you so much. Now, let me go to Mr. CM for the closing remark. Mr. CM, make use of your 1 minute and start counting now. Okay.
Thank you, Irene Watch. Irrespective of all said and done, I'm happy that I have I like the Coming to Niger Watch. It's a good platform, balanced, not tribal, unlike some other platforms that will be trotting out rubbish against a particular candidate and be preaching tribalism undisguised. So I'm grateful for Niger Watch. Please keep it up the way you've been doing. You can now notice that all over the world, from Australia to United States, people are phoning in just to contribute. Unlike other platforms, all you hear from them saying is just to be causing manufacturing lies and then inviting people to come and debate it with them. I don't do that. I'm so civilized about that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mr. Elvis, are you coming in?
No. Go ahead. I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Niger, it's your time to take your closing remark. Your 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Regarding some of the frustration that you expressed, what I noticed is that you missed out the responsibilities that we as citizens have towards our countries. All the Western countries, the citizens play a strong role in keeping their countries functioning. They pay a lot of tax. They pay into the system to ensure the system is functioning. And that's something, some hard truths that our people are not being told. All political parties are not doing it. Us here that are speaking, we are not doing it. We expect things to happen to us for free. I don't understand what world we live in. You mentioned earlier on how people sacrifice themselves for their nations. That's what we need to learn to do. We have to be prepared to do the hard work. What is our inheritance here? Our people were enslaved, colonized, and we had military. Our inheritance is to do the hard work. If we keep shying away from it, we are just postponing the inevitable and passing the failures of our forefathers to our children again. And that needs to end. The people need to start having their own agenda, just like the NSAS people did. We have to know what we want from our leaders, and when it doesn't matter who gets there, then they will have to do what we want. And I've seen it in Nigeria. People say the government have a lot of power. They don't. The people are the ones that have the power in Nigeria. If the Nigerian people want something, they will get it. They just need to be organized enough to ask for specifics. If you want security, be prepared to join the military. If you want this in transparency, be prepared to hold your own family members accountable too, and demand that the public accounts be made public. They should show us our money. There's no reason why the money should go enter inside the governor's accounts and disappears into thin air. Those type of things, we have to know how to ask for stuff, and we'll get it. The truth is, when we ask for it, we'll get it. And I've seen it happen in Nigeria before. I'm not making it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tunaja, please, I just want to quickly ask you a question, please.
Okay, Tiobala, go ahead, but we are closing now. It's not time for questions.
I just want to know when Tunaja leave Nigeria or left Nigeria. I don't know.
I left Nigeria more than 20 years ago, but I visit regularly and I work with people every single day. I'm buying fuel right now in Abuja, where for generator that we shouldn't be using in the first place, and even to get the fuel, you have to go to the black market in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory.
Okay, the reason why I ask is that Nigeria government, they are shut the people's mouth up. If you talk, they will arrest you. If you talk, they will shoot you.
No, I tell you today, I say this today, somebody asked me earlier on, sometimes you have to be ready for the fight. We will die for nothing. The people that died in the Owo Church, what did they die for? The people that died in NSAS, exactly. Something happened. They disbanded the SARS thing. They compensated a lot of people, and the government learned their lesson from that incident.
Same issue now. Police are harassing people.
But that is my point. You have to make the sacrifice for bigger things. That, like I said, NSAS was just for a police unit. Why not do these things for your security, your national defense, your transparency, electricity, education, and all the big things that really do matter to our lives? Because we are already dying for nothing. We must well choose to die for something. We're not saying we should go and fight, but we should be ready to make our stand. If you don't make your stand, who is going to make it for you? Believe you me, your victors will be the one that will make it for you. People that will defeat you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I pick out a word in what you said. It's better to die for something than to die for nothing. So I think in that case, I understand your point, and I also want to make it clear to you that in this country that we are, let me say in the Western world that we are, the government, they make law and they make sure every citizen respects that law. Because I've seen so many diaspora, they respect law abroad. They cannot break a traffic law, as simple as a traffic law is, if they are driving. But when they go to Nigeria, they will be the first person to break a traffic law. So I think in as much as the citizen will fight for what they want or for their right, I think government is also responsible in the major part to make sure they make a law and make that law active and make it work. Like in the area of tax that you are talking about, it's not the citizen that will go, and because we are stubborn people by nature, if you agree that. And I think suffering make Nigerians to be extremely stubborn because they have suffered. Nobody cares for anybody. That is the country we are living. It's a country where you are going out today, you don't know if you will come back home. It's as worse as that. So I think we should also urge, in as much as we are urging the citizen to do something, to work on themselves, to be the part of, to make the country work, the government also have the responsibility. That is why they are there. That's why they are there. They are leading people. They should make sure they should be able to make law, implement a law, and make that law work. Thank you so much. Mr. Tiobala, since we were talking, take your 1 minute and start counting now.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate the way and manner you handle this program. It shows that when we are talking about education, you are really a quality one. You give everybody opportunity to air their view, irrespective of who they are supporting. You are not trying to twist their direction. Thank you so much. I just want to make it clear that people who don't have job cannot pay tax. Nigeria people are suffering. They are underemployed. Lecturer cannot even feed themselves. That is just by the wayside. Another thing is that I just want to make it clear that Nigeria people have been asking questions. They are being killed over every time. As who are asking questions now, federal government don't want to listen. So I also want to make this clear to everyone that in every election year, there's what we call undecided voters. So all those people coming around trying to talk down one particular candidate, they are trying to woo those people to themselves, also discourage those people supporting this movement. I want to use this opportunity to let you know this is not about Yoruba, it's not about Igbo, it's not about Hausa, it's about Nigeria. The people in the north are suffering, the people in the south are suffering. We all must come together to make this a project, a workable one. Peter B is not going there because he wants to go and enrich the Igbos. He's going there to ensure that the Nigerians we dream of is working. And for the vice president candidates or whatever, I just want to use this opportunity to tell Obi, whether Kwankwaso or whoever, provided is someone that Nigeria can hold accountable. It doesn't matter. Nigeria will definitely gravitate into the space. It's a movement. We don't know what is propagating this movement. It's just the will of God. So whoever that is bringing as a VP, definitely things will definitely work well. I just want to use this opportunity to beg every Nigerians. Students are at home. They are, at least most of us are here in the US, Canada, everywhere, going to school. Nigerian students are at home. No education. People are being killed every day, hunger. Please take the destiny of your life now. Take it by yourself. Take Nigeria back. It's your country. Don't allow these old politicians who have ordered the shooting of killings at Lekki Tollgate to take back Nigeria. Otherwise, they will kill you at the end of the day. They will kill you. They don't have anything to offer. They cannot even hold their party flag as we speak right now. Is it the one that is an imported generator you're expecting electricity from? They don't have you at heart at all. Thank you, and take back your country.
You are learning the wrong lesson from the Lekki Tollgate.
Mr. Tunaja, no. I'm closing. Thank you. Mr. Tiobala, thank you for that. We'll go to Mr. Pansat. Mr. Pansat, your closing remark, your 1 minute.
Thank you very, very much. It's been quite an interesting show. It's a good show. But I'll be remiss if I don't take some of my minutes to admonish one man and his evil show. I've been there. I've been a panelist on that show. I know that CM has been there, Tiobala has been there, and we're just disgraced and booted out of the show for nothing. All right, but over here in the Western world, let's say in the United States, when you have the KKK, for example, okay, you don't come into the committee of civilized discussion and start talking. You put on your hood and you operate at night. Now, I'm obviously I'm very disappointed because that show, when I saw it, I saw potential. I said, okay, this is good. We could talk and mix together, all of us from all over, and we can talk so people in Nigeria could hear us and contribute themselves. Nigerians are very smart. Even the ones in Nigeria, when they're calling, they're very smart. But this guy, he put on that show. It's not just one issue. It's not about P2B, or even though the P2B one is overly appalling because that's how evil people don't know when to stop. If you're gonna go against P2B, go on the issues, attack them, do whatever. You don't go making stupid remarks that is obvious. Okay, so I don't care if you are a bishop in Nigeria or whoever. If you're going against somebody like P2B who did things the way it's supposed to be done, every tribe in Nigeria raised their kids to be conservative, go to school, don't cheat, do the right thing, and he did that. Went to soccer, went there, and did his thing. I'm leaning towards P2B. P2B has some questions to answer, but the questions he has to answer are not all this frivolous nonsense. He has to answer if people are going to try have an agenda to take over our lands and prevent our mothers from going to the farm. How do you stop that? Everybody who's been killed, including the shares of Kaduna since 2015, December, all of them must be apprehended and prosecuted according to the laws because the statute hasn't run out on murder. Everybody who's killed somebody in Nigeria since 1999 has to be apprehended and prosecuted. Now, the fraud and all that, the stealing, sure, do whatever you want to do on that. Maybe the statutes run out on those. But that killing, that has to be accounted for. I don't want them to go with impunity. None. No killing in Nigeria from north to south. From the Chibok people, everybody who's killed somebody in Nigeria has to pay for it by law, period. If he's not going to do that, I'm not going to support him. That's my thing. He has some questions to answer in that regard. But, for right now, there's no comparison. This is the guy for the work because he doesn't even talk about Igbo thing. He went when I know it's a minute. So let me conclude by going back to one man. That boy should not be allowed in committee of responsible Nigerians when we have
No, Mr. Pansat, it's a democratic platform. As far as one man can do, sorry, I'm coming to your space. One man can do whatever he's like in his platform. That is his platform. Anybody that is not comfortable with it, that is not conducive with his atmosphere that he creates with his panelists, he can stay clear from the show. But when one man comes here, being a democratic platform that we are not biased, we have to allow him air his view. We always make sure we guide him to respect the rules here and the regulations here. As you can see, we didn't allow him to violate any law here or maybe insinuate anything that is not comfortable with anybody here. So we try as much as we can to control that, because not letting him into this platform, we will be doing exactly what we are facing in Nigeria right now, that people cannot talk, people cannot speak, there is no freedom of speech, there is nothing. We'll be doing what we are definitely fighting against. So we wouldn't want that. All we'll do is not to transfer a negative energy to this place. We try as much as we can to control that. So I will want to plead with you to make sure, try as much as possible to accept and to accept and respect maybe whatever opinion he have, and of course if he's going out of line, we will control that, and we would like to have you back. Thank you so much.
Can I say something very quickly? I just wanted to say something very quick, not anything to do with the discussion, because I have my own channel where I normally have discussions about this type of topics with other Africans. So I would like, because I'm having a discussion about Peter Obi, so anybody that's interested in coming there, just go to trueniger.com, because I'm asking whether he's the savior of Nigeria based on the evidence that we have. And obviously there's going to be pro and, people are going to support, some people are going
Mr. Trueniger, I think you would have dropped that in a private chat, then
sorry about that. Yeah, I should have done that.
You have dropped it in a private chat, then the CEO will look into it. If he wants you to say it on the air, you would have said it. But that being said, we are on
my apologies.
We are on for same movement. We appreciate that. Thank you. Mr. Panta, just round up.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say that I heard your comments to one man, and it's sufficient for now. You did absolutely what I've noticed with Niger Watch so far. It's been very good. But I have to tell you with an analogy, it's like a pot of soup. I think I wrote that at a comment somewhere. When you have a pot of soup with stockfish, with odubi soup, everything is packed in that soup, and you just put half a spoon of shit into it, it becomes a shit soup. Okay, we have to move forward. One man is a troll on all issues. There is no issue where he doesn't troll and has disrespect for Nigerians. He doesn't think Nigerians know anything. He has the lowest appraisal for Nigerians and talks down on everybody. So you can't go making him. I know what he's probably, you're impressed that he's hosting a show, hosting a platform on YouTube is nothing. Especially if what you're doing is anathema, antithetical to what we're trying to do. You can't give that guy any kind of respect here because you know who he is. You're there every day. It's not one issue. It's not just he's insulting Igbos and trying to pit the Yorubas against the Igbos. He's insulting everything that we hold dear. from our candidates to our values, the norms, our mores. So I'm telling you, I am going to support this place. I'm not going to be talking. I want to support you financially with the token that I have, but it is important that we move forward, and people like that have to be ostracized from regular committee of civilized Nigerians. There's no way you can mix it up, because today is his first day, but I'm telling you that he has no agenda.
It's not his first day. He has been coming for a couple of weeks now.
Okay, but if you look at his contribution, there is none that it's between true or false, or either he choose truth. If it's wrong or right, he will choose right. Or when it's good against evil, he will choose evil. Why?
We try to control that. That's what I said before. We try to control that. We will not allow controversy in this place, because it's not our logo, it's not our slogan, and it's not our ideology. That is not what we believe here. So we always try as much as we can to stand on the truth and speak truth to power. That is the kind of people we have here. Just as you can see, they are quite enlightened people, educated people, exposed people. So they know what they're talking about, and we know what we want here. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, fellow panelists. And this is my third time here. And today was actually different. The other times I've been here, it has been quite topic-based, issue-based, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Mr. Avis, you want to come in?
Yes, I think we should round up now, because we have another broadcast we are currently on. I just want to appreciate everybody who have contributed today. All my wonderful panelists, thank you very much. We all are learning from you all. I appreciate you all. My commenters, thank you so much. My spectators, thank you very much. Madam Irene, thank you very much for wonderful moderating. I appreciate you so much. I don't know if everybody have contributed already, though. Please just answer me if everyone have already contributed. Thank you.
No, we have, I think, Mr. Hakim Omori and Mr. Modai also. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's fine. You can let them have their minutes, and then we can round up on this. But I'm gonna paste the link of the next broadcast, because I'm currently on another broadcast right now. So if anybody feel like joining us there when we end this, they can join us. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all.
All right, thank you so much. Now we'll go to Mr. Modai. Please try and be brief for your 1 minute. As you can see, we're having another broadcast. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, Niger Watch. Thank you for this amazing, platform for us to express our view. So again, and again, most important thing is, what are we doing? Now, you are doing your part by using this platform to enlighten us. It's not left for us that are following you to do our best. And how are we going to do our best? We are going to do our best by impacting this knowledge to our people, encouraging them to vote, whichever way you will encourage anybody to get their PVC and get it. Whichever way you will educate anybody to go and vote on that. I have told my people, I will vote in next year election. As I said it the last time I came on this platform. I went to Nigeria, I get my PVC, and I'm back to where I am. So, and I encourage a lot of people. Like somebody said here in the other day that he promised his people, if you can get your PVC, I will give you a token. Encourage anybody. We must to make a change. As you said, in where we are today, some people laid the foundation, some people died. So we have to fight for this country. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we'll go to Mr. Hakim. Have your 1 minute.
Oh, thank you very much, my sister. I appreciate you. I just want to say you've done a wonderful job today. And everybody here, before you sign out, make sure you give our sister some refreshments, okay? She deserves it. She deserves a lot of accolades today. Thank you very much. I just want to quickly touch on something. I'm not going to be on the topic. I'm just going to quickly touch on something. You know, this channel and the founder, okay, the founder of this channel is one of the most progressive minded person I've ever known. And this is somebody who we all know his father as one of the founding father of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. And that has not stopped him from calling that party a devilish party. this platform is set up, this platform to promote the goodness and to promote good governance and awareness and give awareness to the people. My brother, I understand that you don't like what one man is doing, but on this platform is not owned by the Chinese government. It is owned by a very liberal-minded human being, one of the finest people you ever meet. Regardless of his own position, he came out and he told everybody, listen, I'm supporting Peter Obi with this platform, but he did not say anybody should not come and hear their voice. Before this program started today, our brother Mr. Evis came and then he set out the rules and guidelines by which everybody have to abide by. So I would like to beg my brother, please, even if you say you want to support the channel financially, that is not a position for you to try to want to censor other people's opinion. There are instruments put in place in this channel to control such behavior, and the owner of the channel and the moderator, our lovely sister today, you've seen that they have done a wonderful job doing that so far. So thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akin. I appreciate you. Well done. Mr. Omariyi, before I give you your 1 minute, I want to address Mr. Joseph Sunday. I can see you in the comment section. We did not remove you. I was actually talking to you because you felt maybe you said something that offended me. No, I was also talking about my plight, about how the country is going. It's not about you. It's not about anybody. I was only giving my opinion as a moderator. I think I also have a right to that. And I was calling you to contribute after that. You were no longer there, so you will not be removed. I just wanted to clear that. Mr. Mori, your 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Madam Marie, my beloved sister, for your wonderful work today, as always. I want to make a closing remark that there is hope for us. I see hope at the end of the tunnel. We should not give up. The movement has started. No amount of oppression, no amount of suppression, no amount of subjugation can stop the will of the people whose time has come. This is our time to take our country back. The message I have is the message of hope. We have done it in our own local way, in our own little world. You know, people were willing. At a time when the fear of PDP was beginning of wisdom, we did it with NCP, National Conscience Party, that was not known anywhere. We brought it from all the way from Lagos. We started like a joke. Before you knew it, it was like a Harmattan fire. And it destabilized PDP in my own world. So if we can do it at that local level, we can do it in another state, we can do it for Nigeria in general. And again, the movement has started, nothing. We're not going back. No retreat, no surrender. Thank you very much. And God bless you all.
Mano Bende, please.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mano Bende, you can take your 1 minute now.
Thank you very much. Please, I wanted to correct something quickly. That's the more reason why I was asking for this. You see, somebody said that they should be avoiding places where they use money. I think that's dangerous, because when somebody sees that one particular party is doing very well, that they can now go there to pretend to be using money, and then that result will be cancelled. They should think of a better way to approach such situations. And I want to address our brother Sunday something, I don't remember the full name. Let me tell you, it's not true that everybody is against Showore. What we did here, like since last year, was to give these old parties a very strong headwind so that we can now see potentials that will come out from the side, and then we push them forward. We give them a tailwind. That's exactly what we are doing. And we don't think that you are being kind of separated from among us. We really want you to continue to participate. On behalf of myself, I greet everybody that has contributed, and I wish you all a very wonderful weekend. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mano Bende. We wish you a fantastic weekend as well. Thanks for joining today. Mr. Ejiro, you're coming late, and I think we also have to give you just 2 minutes to speak on what we have been talking about. I don't know if you have been following us, so let's hear from you. Are you there?
Well, I think I just joined. I have not been following. If you can just brief me what the discussion was all about.
Yeah, that's why I said we are almost rounding up. I thought you were watching us since you have something specific to say. Yeah. What we have actually been saying is about the complicated circumstances surrounding the vice president that Tinubu and Obi is trying to pick, and the issue of Reverend Father Mbaka. And we played a video earlier about Mr. Comrade Lampton, one of our brother, encouraging people on how to go about the campaign. So just air your view and let us know what you think. You have 2 minutes because I'm rounding up.
I think the issue of the for me, I think I am even praying that Tinubu should go for a Muslim ticket. I think that will jeopardize his chances when it comes to the South and to the South. So I'm praying towards that, and I will expect Peter Obi to balance with the North and bring somebody that is credible, so that we can fight ahead. And I'm equally praying for him to liaise with Kwankwaso in the North, if there can be a measure or something like that, so that we can break even in the North. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Mr. Jiro, Mr. Tiobala, Mr. Tuneja, Mr. CM. We appreciate you all for today for joining this broadcast. We hope to see you guys next time, Mr. Hakim, Mr. Moriyi. Thank you all for joining. And for the people in the comment section, Justemeka, Fred Agbons, Juno Baseki, Mommy Diaspora, Mother of Four, Johnson Emmanuel, Evans, and a lot host of all, 2NG, Nduka, Elochukwu, Johnson, Ikena Favor, Sanya, Olutola, Ndukwe, Enfrata Catfish. In fact, you people are just too much. We appreciate you all. Keep coming, keep the conversation going, keep the like button coming, and keep sharing the broadcast so that our voice can go far, our voice can be heard. This is our time. We must take over our country. It's now or never. Thank you so much. Mr. Evis, I want to thank you for this platform, and I want to thank you for this opportunity for me to anchor your show today. It's a pleasure, and I'm happy that I could be able to contribute on the journey of taking our country back. And I want to thank you for not being biased. We want to thank you for standing tall for our country, and have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Irene, for that wonderful.
Thank you.
So that's a big relief for me because I've been so busy. Even at the moment right now, we have another broadcast that we're doing right now. So I've pasted the link on the comment section. You guys can join us here, as our brother Comrade Stanley Azosakunoko is currently talking to us on that broadcast. Appreciate every one of you, all the panelists who contributed today. Thank you very much. All the callers who called in. I appreciate every one of you. God bless every one of you. Thank you. Let us join here together to move Nigeria forward. That's what we're doing right here. I appreciate every one of you. Please kindly use that link on the comment section, or just hold on. Let me paste it right there again. Join us right now on the other broadcast because we are.
Mr. Ives, please, before we go, I also want to thank our viewers that are not commenting, that are not on the panel, the ones at the backstage. We appreciate you all.
And those of you on the comment section, I appreciate every one of you, all our spectators. Thank you very much. God bless every one of you. Please don't forget to share, like this broadcast right now. You know, the more you like, you're giving an opportunity for YouTube to suggest our videos for others, and also share so that our messages, our plight, our concern can go far to other Nigerians. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. I'm rounding up right now. Yes, I can see so much love on the comment section. Thank you. I wish I can mention everyone's names right there, but I cannot right now because the comment on the comment section is more than 5,000 today. I can't believe that, you know, and because of time as well, we need to move on to the next broadcast. God bless every one of you. Take care, and I'll say bye for now. Let's meet up in the other broadcast. God bless you. Bye for now.